All right, guys, what is going on? It is 10:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That means only one thing: that Jukebox Trivia is pre-recorded. This is not live. This is either the first part of Snowball or it's somewhere. Editor, can you tell me where I am in the video? Excellent. Thank you. All right. So this is a match that we have been anticipated for, or not anticipated, but I owe one of these competitors a match. So to give you some background, as you can probably tell in the title somewhere, this is a Michael Jackson Iron Man match. But one of our competitors, the great Jeremy Adams, was supposed to be in the first Iron Man match at Jukebox Trivia, which was the Weird Al Iron Man match. Then life found a way. And then Jeremy's like, I still want an Iron Man match. And I'm like, okay, I'll get you an Iron Man match. I'm going to give you Chris Clark in Billy Joel and Elton John. Then life found a way again. And then I'm like, this can't keep happening. Jeremy, I owe you an Iron Man match by the end of the year. And Jeremy's like, all right, I can't get a opponent for Genesis, but I'll take Michael Jackson. In comes Kaleb Koho. Kaleb Koho is like, I'm one of the best Michael Jackson competitors I know. But before we get to our competitors and hear what their thoughts are, I need to go to my fellow co-hosts and question askers today. First off, he is considered the father to Take Three, as my mother to Take Three. We argue a lot, but we have to run a debate league pretty soon, so that's going to be pretty interesting. That is one, Cody Newberry. Cody, how are you doing on this fine Monday night, and how do you feel with this match and these competitors?
I respect one of these competitors so much, and the other is the scum between my toes. I'll let you take a guess on which one is that. No. They're both great guys. I'm actually getting to know the one that used to get me so pissed off. He's actually great off stream, but when he puts a Dame crown on his head, I just want to shove it into a certain place. But I'm excited. I have Jeremy with a slight edge because it's Jeremy. And when it comes down to it, if there's any release date questions, I do not doubt that man for a second. So I will go Jeremy.
All right, and joining us as well today as a co-host, scorekeeper, fellow Canadian, he has been added to the Tim's rotation once again. That is Sandy, the Sandman Robinson. Sandy, how are we doing today, and how do you feel? This is in your area. This is 80s. This is Michael Jackson. How do you feel about this match today and the competitors?
Well, you know what? First off, thanks for having me. As a fellow member of Take Three, who is always on Thursday nights for the debates, I am scared to absolutely death that you two are running the debate league. It is, I'm terrified. But I guess would the rest of us be your guys' kids? Is that Take Three children?
Sure, that's fine. You know, I can make. I'm an adequate meal maker. I'll make meals for the family. You know, Cody will discipline our children. We may disagree on it, but you know, they have to be disciplined.
I'm not spanking anybody.
I am, of course, happy to be here. We're doing Michael Jackson, and I love Michael Jackson. He big influence musically for me. I really enjoy most, if not all, of his music. But I'm really here for the two people that are playing. One in particular, you know what? Jeremy Adams is my best friend. He's my Team 80s partner, and just overall great guy. And you know what? Talk all the shit that you want. Kaleb Koho is a great guy too. His persona on camera is the persona on camera, and you know what? I've learned very, very, very quickly to separate the two. And the Kaleb Koho that I know is a great guy, and I think that he's got some skill in this area. He's a Michael Jackson fan. I do give the slight edge to my Team 80s partner, of course, but that's my bias. So you know what? Let's just get it on. I love
the last time we doubted Kaleb Koho, it did not end well for us.
Yeah, the certain team match, royal flush. But enough about that. Let's get to our competitors. This person, he is the standard that I thrive to in question writing. I always think, would Jeremy like this question? That is Jeremy the Adam Adams. Jeremy, third time's the charm. We finally got you that Iron Man match. How do you feel about Michael Jackson, and how do you feel going up against Kaleb Koho?
Well, I love Michael Jackson. He is definitely a big, important part of my music love. And, you know, obviously I was a child of the 80s, and, you know, I was around in the 90s. And if you were around then, you were a Michael Jackson fan. That's just the way that it was. And, you know, there's I don't want to tip my hand or anything, but there's particular things that he did, particular things that he was involved with that were just so important to me and still remain very important to me. So yeah, it's fun. I'm really just here to have fun, to think about Michael and think about all the stuff, the music and the media and everything that he gave us, and just celebrate that. I'm just, as you mentioned, I'm a question writer. I help run another league, and I'm a busy man, so I haven't been able to really study and prepare as much as I might like. But I'm just gonna hope that my love for the guy triggers some memory wires firing, and that I can at least not embarrass myself. But unlike everyone else, I really think this is going to be Kaleb's match tonight. And, that's okay, because, I just have consolation. If he ever tries to take me on in general movie trivia, then, I would, paddle him like a little child being paddled on the schoolyard. So whatever happens tonight, I'll always have that in my back pocket. So good luck, Kaleb.
All right, well, best of luck to you, Jeremy, and your opponent. When I proposed this match to the two of you, he perked up like a dog to an oncoming car. Sorry, a passing car, not an oncoming car. We're not. We're going to try that again.
Leave that in.
No, we're not leaving that in.
Because I am a dog in front of an oncoming car.
You know how many letters I get from PETA? You fucking horrible person. All right, so
So good. I'm not gonna be able to hold it together.
That is my favorite thing that's happened.
You're never getting rid of that.
No, that's my Chris Clark moment in Snowball.
Oh god.
All right, this. Sorry. Jesus fucking Christ.
Jesus. All right.
All right. Ooh, Elena, take 3 all over again. All right, so, Jeremy, your competitor is the one Kaleb Koho. When I proposed this match to him, he perked up. He was like, I need Michael Jackson. I need Michael Jackson now. Kaleb Koho, you are the younger of the Jukebox roster. You talk a lot of talk, but you actually don't have a win yet in Jukebox Trivia. But why do you feel that this Michael Jackson Iron Man match is going to be the one that gets you that W?
One, I want to address Cody for a second. It's very rude to call Jeremy the crap between your toes. That's not nice at all. And I'm very flattered that you think I'm the standard of question writing. I mean, I've never had controversy in fandom ever, not once. 47. But I'm gonna take this off for a minute because King's going away for a minute. Well, the year's 2009, and it is a nice summer day on my grandpa's farm. And all of a sudden, we're all eating, and all of a sudden I hear something from the other room, like someone crying. And I go to see what's going on. And they say that Michael Jackson has died. I did not know who he was.
Oh, wow.
And about a month later, I had read 3 Michael Jackson biographies and memorized everything about the man's life and became enthralled with him as a performer. For my 10th birthday, I received Thriller as an album, the 25th anniversary edition, that is to this day one of my favorite albums of all time. And I forced my dad to take me to the midnight screening of This Is It because I needed to know as much as I could about the guy. Michael Jackson has influenced me as a performer, as an entertainer, as a singer, as a songwriter, as anything I do in music. Michael Jackson is the standard that I hold myself to. Only 19, but my mind is older, is all I'm going to say to me being the youngest person here getting a win. And now the crown is back on, which means, fuck you, Cody, and I'm going to win.
Enjoy the victory you're about to have, Kaleb. This is going to be ugly.
25th anniversary copy, frickin' hell. I walked into a store and bought it. When it first came out.
Oh my!
What'd you say, Shuddy?
What? Hey, what's going on here?
They had record stores on
Record stores.
All right, guys. So the rules of the game are going to work like this. The competitors have 50 questions in total. We're going to ask all 50 of them. There's no time limit. But the first 40 are going to be standard format, 15 seconds. Write down your answer on your paper, whiteboard, sandwich, or cat. We do not discriminate what we write our answers on. Though the last 10 questions will be, quote, speed round format, wherein if you get the answer correct, you will be deducted a point. Repeats maximum once per question. Challenges, if you think the question is dickish, we will adjust accordingly. Cody, why do you have your hand raised?
Can they write it on a dog that was parked up by an oncoming car?
I know who was going to say something. That's why I would spoke.
What are you referring to? Something that got edited out, perhaps?
I feel bad. I feel bad for whoever has to
Can
edit
that
this.
just be like the post-credit scene for this match? Just
Yeah.
the outtake of you saying dog parked up
Oh
in
God.
oncoming car.
Oh,
Oh god.
oh, this is gonna be brought up in 3 days. I swear to God.
This has already just made my night from that loss. Let's do this.
Oh dear. All right. So once again, guys. All right. So those are the rules. Any questions before we start? Alrighty then. Alrighty, gentlemen. Then let's dance. I am going to take out of the question, or the question order will be myself, Sandy, and then Cody. So, question number 1, gentlemen. A pretty straightforward question. What was the name of Michael's debut solo studio album released in 1972?
Funny, little thing. I was born in that year.
Born in 72. I think Cody just turned 50 that year.
Oh, that's...
I went to school 2 miles uphill both ways.
It's funny Sandy made that joke in our match.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll go to Kaleb Koho first.
Gotta be there.
That is correct for 1 point. And Jeremy.
This is going to be bad. All I could think was "I'll be there." I knew it was something like that.
All right. So Kaleb striking blood first. Sandy, question number 2.
Name 3 of the 5 singles to come off of Michael Jackson's 1979 album, Off the Wall. 3 of 5.
Okay.
One of
We
these.
get a little extra time.
Yep.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. One of these is my second favorite of the Michael Jackson songs.
One of these is my 4th favorite.
One of these, I was in the studio when he recorded it.
When he record back when he was called Mikey Jackson.
Yep, Mikey Jackson.
All right. Let's give him a little bit more time here.
Okay, I'm good.
5,
I hope this
4,
I hope this last
3,
one's one of them. I love
2,
this song. I don't know if it was the
1. Jeremy.
Rock with you. She's out of my life, and don't stop till you get enough.
That is absolutely correct for 1 point.
She's Out of My
Kaleb.
Life is the one I was trying to think of, but I said Rock With You, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, and Working Day and Night.
That is incorrect.
I didn't know that
Unfortunately,
last one. I didn't think that last one was a single or not.
all 5 answers are "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough," "Rock with You," "Off the Wall," "She's Out of My Life," and "Girlfriend."
I thought Girlfriend.
Right, Girlfriend was a single. Shoot, I couldn't remember if it was Girlfriend.
Love
or,
that song.
Or,
All right.
Why was it Working Day and Night a single? That's such a good song. Oh my God.
Honey dear, question number 3, please.
Okay. Question number 3. Name the 4 members other than Michael of the legendary Motown band, the Jackson 5.
Like
I
the
know this is
original,
hard.
the Jackson 5 when they're just the Jackson 5. That's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
I was
my
so upset
issue
that I
because
got
I'm thinking
cut.
of the other guy too.
Yeah.
I'm
And
just
just-
got cut out of this band.
Just to save you guys some ink, we will just take first names because the last name
Yeah.
is pretty
Obviously.
redundant.
What's the last name?
Although, good penmanship is great. Good penmanship requires practice. Some of us need work on that. Cough.
Is
Cody,
their
cough,
last
cough,
name?
cough.
Is their last name Jackson?
Oh my God, mind blown.
And if you're a fan of Eddie Murphy, you might be able to get 2 of these.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, pens down, please. Pens down.
I was
Kaleb,
writing a
go.
wrong answer for fun because I can't
Okay.
remember a 4th one, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
But yeah, I can only think of half of them. I said Tito and Jermaine. I know Randy's a member of the Jacksons, and Latoya is their sister.
Not quite correct, but Jeremy.
I had the exact same thing. I knew Tito and Jermaine, and I knew Randy was in later.
So we had Jermaine, Jackie, Tito, and
I wrote
Marlon.
Jackie and I thought it was wrong. Oh my
But
God.
we also would have accepted Randy because Randy was listed as a past member of Jackson 5.
Okay.
I literally had Randy, Tito, Jermaine, Jackie on my
If
board.
only I could have remembered Jackie.
But you
I
went
could have
with
put Randy in there.
Latoya. Okay.
Because I didn't think Jackie was right. I'm so mad.
Well,
Anyways.
she's a member of something.
Question number 4. It is common knowledge that Michael Jackson's Thriller is not only the best-selling album in his career, but the best-selling album ever. What is his second best-selling studio album?
Interesting.
Wow.
Still
to the record store to buy it.
Still a fantabulous album.
Probably wrong.
They both have their boards up. We'll go to Jeremy first.
Is it bad?
It is bad.
It is.
Caleb.
I also said bad, but I was worried it might be history, past, present, and future.
Yeah, I was thinking it could be a greatest hits or something.
Yeah.
All right.
Number 5.
Number 5.
All right, guys. Number 5 is, what is the name of Michael Jackson's property located in Los Olivos, California?
Los Olivos.
It's about a 5-hour drive.
I wanted to visit here so bad.
Once again, American geography questions intruding the international pop culture fan leagues. God forbid we ever ask a Canadian geography question.
No one likes that.
All right.
I lost a geek match on a Canadian geography question.
I can tell you I live 3 hours south of the Canadian border not Canadian border, but 3 hours south of Winnipeg.
All right. Boards are up. We'll go to Caleb first.
I think it's an hour south of the border. Neverland Ranch.
That's correct. And Jeremy.
Neverland Ranch.
Nice.
All right.
All right. Question number 6, guys. Who collaborated with Michael Jackson on the 1984 hit "Somebody's Watching Me"?
Oh my God, I love this song.
Nice.
Love this song.
Didn't know the answer to this until I wrote this
Love
question.
this song.
But boards are up super quick. Jeremy.
Rockwell.
Yeah, and Caleb.
And I got no privacy. Rockwell.
Oh.
Video creeps the hell out of me when I was a little kid.
That video is so freaking weird. Oh.
Alrighty, guys. Question number 7 is, what is the last Michael Jackson album to be released on 8-track?
Oh,
Ooh, I like that.
I asked the exact same question in the Billy Joel match and got the same response. So,
Ooh. I thought you were going to say released ever.
Now, the real question, does Kaleb Koho know what an 8-track is?
I believe it's
remember
I think it's a
when they were
cassette,
7
right?
tracks.
I think that's a cassette.
Oh, yeah?
Is it a cassette? Maybe?
Me and Sandy went and
Sort
got
of.
7 tracks.
All right, boards are up. We'll go to Kaleb first.
Is it dangerous?
It's not dangerous. Jeremy.
It could be Thriller, but I'm going to say Off the Wall.
It's bad.
It's bad.
Really? That
Bad.
one? Okay. All right.
I went one
All
later
right.
than bad.
All right. Question number 8. What Michael Jackson song contains the heavily repeated lyric, "How does it feel"?
My kryptonite lyrics.
Mine too. And everything else involved in Jukebox.
It could be worse. You could have a kryptonite of release dates where you have a curse named after you. I'd rather be shitty in lyrics than be shitty in the entirety of years and numbers. So Cody, do you like this song?
I've never heard the song.
Okay. Sandy, do you like this song?
I can't pull this. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right?
I'm okay with
5,
lyrics, but it's hard
4,
to think of that one. That's
3,
I know.
2,
weird.
1. Pens down. We'll go to Kaleb Koho first.
I keep thinking of the stupid song that's not even Michael Jackson that I hear at work all the time. But I guess "Want to Be Starting Something."
That is incorrect. Jeremy.
I don't know.
Looking for "Stranger" in Moscow.
Oh, I should have said that.
Hmm.
Man,
Stranger in Moscow.
I knew it was going to be from that era.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Question number 9.
I believe. No, Sandy did ask that last question. Forget about me. Cody, do your job.
Uh-oh.
It begins.
Go act like that dog. Question number 9. Michael Jackson co-wrote the USA for the World song "We Are the World" with what other male solo artist? We are the world.
We are the children. We are the one who make brighter days till they stop giving.
Oh no! Oh, that would have been really bad if I wrote that answer. Oh
All right.
God.
5, 4, 3, 2, one. God, this
Sandy to sing
God,
Santa
this is a
Claus
fun
is coming
stream.
to town.
Jeremy.
That voice next.
That's probably wrong. Is it Bob Geldof?
That is incorrect.
Yeah. He was-
Koho.
I said Prince, but I know he's the only person that turned down that collaboration.
It's actually the first person who appeared on the song, Lionel Richie.
Okay.
All
I was
right.
gonna write down John Lennon. I'm like, wait, he was dead at that point.
Oh my god.
Question number 10, gentlemen. Michael Jackson was notorious for wearing one glove. On which hand?
Sandy, I'm really gonna have to ask you to sing Santa Claus is coming to town in that voice after the stream.
Got it, buddy.
Now, that'll be on late night after Jukebox Iron Man matches, which can be found on Tumblr or Pixo. 5, 4,
Go to die.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. I'm going to kill Koho.
It's a 50-50 shot, but I think it's the right.
It is incorrect. Jeremy.
I had left.
Fuck is correct.
I wrote right, erased it, wrote
He
left,
raises
erased
the
it,
right.
wrote
He raises the right hand. He keeps the other hand low. The other hand's the one that has the glove.
Uh,
I
so-
visualize it.
Sandy
I
or
tried to
Cody.
visualize the arms up thing.
Sandy or Cody. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Jeremy is up 5-4.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I have.
All right, guys. Number 11. How many Billboard #1 hits did the Jackson 5 have? #1 hits on Billboard.
This is When I was researching this question, I thought this is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Shut up, Bruce Springsteen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nobody wants Bruce Springsteen here. Not even Bruce Springsteen. Kill Koho.
I said 4. Is it like I want
That
you
is
back?
correct.
Okay.
Or
I want you back. ABC, love you, save, and shake your body down to the ground. Right?
I had 4. I had 4 written down. I erased it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
So
that
the
hurts.
answers were I want you back, I'll be there, ABC, and then the love you save /
Okay.
found that girl.
Right.
all right, Cody.
No, it's you.
No, I
No,
just
Sandy just asked that question. I'm sorry, Cody has he started. Cody, it's your
Oh.
turn.
you're number 11.
Number 12.
12.
Sorry, he had his head perked up.
Oh gosh. Okay. Name one of the 2
Posthumous.
posthumous albums released by Michael Jackson in 2010 and 2014, respectively.
I like both these albums a lot, but I like one more than the other.
This is definitely one of the softballs in the match.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, will they be cocky and name both? We'll find out here in 5,
I will.
4, 3, 2, 1. Time's down. Time's up. Jeremy.
What the world?
Invincible. I think the other one's just
No.
called Mike. No, that's
Invincible is
And
the.
that's his last one he ever released when he was
Okay,
alive.
my bad.
The 2 that he had were Michael in
Michael.
2010 and Escape in 2014.
Should have just written
That's
Michael.
correct.
My bad.
All right, so we are tied up once again as we go into question.
I think he's one ahead.
He's one
I am-
ahead.
I'll tell you who's one ahead.
Yeah.
By the way, Escape better than Michael. Anyway,
Question number 13. What character did Michael Jackson portray in the 1978 film The Wiz?
I was writing that down before he finished asking the question.
Me too.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody at once.
Scarecrow.
Perfect.
Knees on down. Knees on down.
Everybody gets a point.
Nice. Okay, guys, your next. Oh, nice. Your next question is number 14.
What key is Thriller written in?
No. What?
I wish.
No.
Please.
What was the name of Michael Jackson's collaborative song released in 1983 with Sir Paul McCartney? And this is my second favorite Michael Jackson song.
It's my least favorite
This song
on that
has
album.
grown on me in the last year. Cody, when you were a ripe young man, were you fond of this tune?
No.
This is the
So
most overrated Michael Jackson song.
You weren't sock hopping down at the soda pop. 5,
I'm honestly not a big Beatles fan.
3,
I'm not
2,
either.
1. How dare you guys? We'll go to Kaleb first.
That's why Cody's multiplex admin. The Girl Is Mine, track 3 from Thriller.
That's incorrect. Jeremy.
I love it, and I can't remember the name of it. I
Say,
love this song.
say.
Oh my god.
I'm like,
Say.
I'm literally singing the chorus in my head. And
I thought you were looking
and
for
I
the
just
other.
could not remember Stay.
I thought you were looking for the other one. I love
No.
that song.
Yeah.
That one was released in 1982.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm really upset right now because I'm literally listening to the song in my head, and I just...
Say.
So, question number 15. This may have already been hinted at, but here we go. What year saw the release of Michael Jackson's documentary, This Is It?
Cool.
Promo gave that away.
5, 4,
I believe Jeremy knew this.
1. Answers, go.
2009.
Yeah.
Perfect. Where's that? Well, there we go. Kaleb maintains his 1-point lead. All right, question number 16. What was the first Michael Jackson song to win him a Grammy for Best R&B Vocal Performance? This is the first song to snag a Grammy for one Michael Jackson.
MJ.
R&B would have. I think R&B would be this.
All right, boards are up. We're going to go to Kaleb first.
I believe R&B he won for Billie Jean.
That is incorrect. Jeremy, to tie it up.
It's probably wrong, but Ben?
That is also incorrect.
Don't stop and get enough.
Okay. That makes sense. I thought it might have been earlier.
All right.
I thought it was one for Thriller. That's my bad.
Question number 17. In the music video of which song does Michael turn into a Black Panther?
Now that would be an interesting casting choice, Michael Jackson as T'Challa.
Can you imagine Michael doing the hand and be like, Wakanda forever?
All right. We will go 5, 4, 3, 2,
Thanos,
1.
Are you okay?
Hands down. Jeremy, we'll go to you first.
It's black or white.
That is correct.
Oh.
And
I said it was off of the album Dangerous, which are technically correct, but yeah.
Yeah, you're in the right
Right.
ballpark.
we are tied up yet again. Cody, question number 18.
I'm so excited to get this question. Number 18. On Michael's debut album, Got to Be There, there is a cover of what famous Bobby Day song?
You were literally just talking about this song after the Rankum stream on Sunday, December the 10th.
It's one of my favorite songs of all time.
Eh,
It's okay. You can be wrong.
you can also be wrong.
Never happened before.
All right, boards are up. Let's go to Kaleb Koho.
Rockin' Robin is the only song I can think of off that album in general, and that's wrong.
That is correct.
really?
Jeremy. Yep.
Rockin' Robin.
That is correct.
Yeah.
I did not know that was a cover.
The game is still tied.
I knew he covered that song. That's all I knew.
That's the only song I know off that album.
Question number 19. Complete the lyrics from PYT, Pretty Young Thing.
Okay.
Where did you come from, lady? And ooh, won't you take me there right away? Blank. Looking for 3 words.
Oh.
Where did you come from, lady? And ooh, won't you take me there? Love this song.
Can you repeat that?
This is
Sorry.
top
Can you repeat the
5.
question?
Absolutely. Complete the lyrics from PYT, Pretty Young Thing. Where did you come from, lady? And ooh, won't you take me there right away? Blank. I'm looking for 3 words.
Oh.
This was Brooklyn and I's first dance at our wedding.
I was, yeah.
I really
Because you are a
like-
you are a PYT.
I
Pretty
love
Young
this
Thing.
song. I love this song. I knew I could get it if I heard those lyrics one more time.
I really wanted you to
5.
hit that lyric. Ooh, won't you take me there?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. While I fix my headphones here right quick. Jeremy.
I never knew what he said there. It was.
He
just
says
like,
it fast. Yeah.
I said, you know it. I don't
That
know.
is incorrect. Kaleb.
Where did you come from, baby? And ooh, won't you take me there right away? Won't you, baby?
That is correct to get the lead back. Alrighty. Question number 20, Sandy.
You got it. How many albums did Michael release in the 1990s?
Okay, important question. Does one of these... There's one that I know some people count and some people don't. I'm just going to... I'll just do it.
How many studio albums did Michael Jackson release in the 1990s?
Some are considered compilations. That's the thing.
Yeah. I'll write down which ones I'm thinking of here on my board so you guys know. I might challenge if this is...
You just have to write a number, too. So.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. Pens down. We're going to go to Jeremy first.
3.
Incorrect.
So it's just the 2.
3.
It's just the 2 then.
It is 3. It's Dangerous History and Blood on the Dance Floor.
Blood on the Dance Floor gets counted as a compilation.
Yeah, even though it has... But it
does have original songs on it.
All right, we will...
so Jeremy and I...
Under review.
Hey, at least we have the same answer.
Yeah.
We'll go...
Because I almost wrote 4 because I was like, Invincible. And then I went, no, that's 2001.
That's 2000s.
Ooh. I was like, oh, no.
Blood
on the Dance. I'm just a strong proponent of Blood on the Dance Floor.
It's listed in the compilation section, but like Kaleb says, it does have original songs on it. That's the only.
Yeah, Blood on the Dance Floor is one of the most underrated.
Are you guys fine to just give them the points?
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Cool. That works out.
What's the score then after that?
Challenges.
You're still a point ahead.
11 and 10.
11 10. Just want to share that score.
Alrighty. We now move on to question number 21, Mr. Newberry.
Okay. What basketball legend appears in the music video for Remember the Time?
Come on.
Will Kaleb get burned yet again with the sports question in Jukebox Trivia? They don't seem to struggle with this whatsoever.
I don't think you can miss this, Jeremy. I don't think you're allowed to.
Remember,
I'd be in trouble.
5, 4,
I don't know.
3, 2, 1. Jeremy.
Magic Johnson.
That's correct. Koho.
I said Shaquille O'Neal.
Ooh, little
up again.
Pre-Shaq there.
I know Eddie Murphy's in.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Question number 22, gentlemen, is as follows: who directed the music video to Thriller?
Yeah.
Did not realize that this director has done other things.
Absolutely has.
Great director.
Lots of things.
And this is one of the best things he's done.
And I really like his son.
Brooklyn, how am I
I don't.
partnered up with you?
I think he's a really good writer. I don't know. I love wrestling as a wrestler.
It's called this, Cody. This is why we partnered up together. You know,
I love his shorts, and I like Chronicle a lot. So.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kaleb.
It's John Landis.
That is
Father
correct.
of Max Landis.
And Jeremy.
The great John Landis.
All right. Question number 23, Sandy.
All right. Complete the lyrics to Billie Jean. She told me, baby, we danced till blank. Then she looked at me. One word.
This is my favorite Michael Jackson song.
Not my
There's also a really good cover by the Civil Wars.
The Civil Wars cover is amazing. Anyway,
I play it whenever I can, and it's so moving.
I'm waiting for
So
my
good.
favorite song to show up on the questions. Is it okay?
Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2.5, 1. Jeremy.
Is it Dawn?
That is incorrect. Kaleb.
I said Forever because I can't put that.
She
lyric.
told
Morning?
my baby we danced to 3 that you looked at me.
That's right, of course. If I could have remembered the exact whole phrase.
Exactly, it's the rhythm. You have to come up with the
I
rhythm of the lyrics.
was going to sing it, but then I remembered Brooklyn not singing his, so I was like, no, that'll give it away. So I just
Yeah.
No, if you sang it, it'd give it away.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Question 24.
24. In which Michael Jackson music video would you find the mind-blowing move anti-gravity lean?
He also got a patent for the technology used to make this dance move.
Nice.
Of course he would. Why wouldn't he?
Well, somebody else owns it now.
Yeah. 5, 4, 3,
I'm just being a smartass. You can tell us.
1. Pens down. Koho.
It's in the music video for Smooth Criminal, which is featured in the movie Moonwalker.
That is correct. Jeremy.
Smooth Criminal.
All right, we are still tied up.
Yep.
13-13. Is that right?
Yeah.
Push. No, 11-11.
I have 13-13
I
as
have
well.
13-13. I definitely have more than 11.
Sandy was dancing to Billie Jean still.
I'm just keeping track of every time you go ahead of me. That's all I know.
He was like a perked up dog in traffic.
All right, question number 25. We are halfway there. Oh, this is not Bon Jovi Iron Man match. In 1983, Jackson made celebrity endorsement history by signing with Pepsi for how many millions of dollars?
Oh,
Ooh.
if you're gonna ask the company, I was gonna be like, haha, but no.
Yeah.
The company's a fucking softball.
Yeah, it is.
We need numbers. And this is a lot of money in the 80s, too.
Just
especially.
don't guess billions.
Yeah, don't guess billions. Millions with an M. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What did Jeremy?
50 million?
Take off a 0 when you're right.
I said 3 million.
You're closer, though. 5 million.
5 million.
He ain't
Gotcha.
Robert Downey Jr. for the Avengers.
All right, guys. Ooh, yay. All right. Number 26.
Yes.
Michael Jackson has only performed at the Academy Awards once, singing what song released in 1972?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, cool. I believe we have the same answers. So 3, 2, 1. Whiteboards.
The title track for the movie, Ben.
It is Ben.
It was right this time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Alrighty.
Okay. In Cody's categories of music video, apparently. In the music video for Rock With You, Michael is wearing a disco ball suit behind two lights. What 2 colors are the lights?
These lights are prominent in the video.
You know what I'd like to go and check? I think I'm going to go and check this out. If Justin Timberlake had the same colors when he covered this song.
Probably.
That'd be interesting.
Did he
5,
cover the
4,
song? That's
3, 2, 1. Kaleb Koho.
Is it green and blue?
Green and blue's correct. Jeremy.
I had green and red. Crap. I knew green was one of them.
I definitely knew red wasn't in there. I just couldn't remember the other one.
Alrighty. Question number 28. Ooh, Sandy, do you want to ask this one, and I'll ask number 29.
All right, I appreciate that.
Right.
Because I knew the answer to this one. So,
yeah.
Legendary guitarist Eddie Van Halen, Mark Ellis, provides a guitar solo for what Michael Jackson song?
Sorry,
3.
while you're asking that question, I just wrote it down real quick.
Yeah, I know.
3, 2, 1. Answers. Go.
Beat it.
Beat it.
And a guitar player I like more, Steve Lukather, plays the other guitar parts.
Yep.
All right. Question number 29. Another lyric question. What Michael Jackson song features the heavily repeated lyrics, "Stop pressuring me"? This song used to scare me as a kid. I don't understand. I don't remember why, but I remember seeing this. I remember seeing the music video for this and like the song, and I'm like, "This is my jam." 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What did Jeremy first?
Is that Leave Me Alone?
No.
That is incorrect.
That's what I was gonna write.
Koho.
I was gonna write that, and then I thought about it. I'm like, no, it's "Stop Pressuring Me." Is that Scream?
It's Scream.
Okay.
That does put Kaleb up by 2.
Is he up
I
2
love
now?
"Leave Me Alone" though.
I thought he was up 1. Okay, all right.
I was up
thought-
1 from green and blue. That puts me up 2.
Oh, yeah, of course.
All right, Cody. Question number 30.
Okay. Number 30. Who is featured on the Michael Jackson song "I Just Can't Stop Loving You"?
Oh my gosh, I love her voice.
I just can't stop loving
She also,
you.
fun fact, she's also a songwriter and helped write another song on this album.
I just can't stop loving you.
And if I stop, please tell
5,
me just what
4,
will I do?
3, 2, 1. Pens
I
down.
just
We're
can't
going to
stop.
Kaleb first.
I don't know how to pronounce her first name, but I said Sadia Garrett.
Yeah, we'll be. Jeremy, what'd you have?
I don't have it.
No,
I know the song. I didn't know.
It's Siedah Garrett, Sida or Sida Garrett.
Yeah, I literally can't pronounce that first name.
Judges.
I know,
Yeah,
I can't pronounce it.
I think he knew who it was.
Siedah and Sida.
She also co-wrote "Man in the Mirror," so
yeah.
I know who she is. It's just the first name.
I think he knew, he just didn't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
I would probably have.
Okay, that's We'll do that. We'll give him the point.
Much respect for knowing that, Caleb. That's
Yeah,
man, you don't even know how many years I spent on just biographies and like album notes.
All right, back to you, Brooke.
Question number 31. Name 3 of the 5 tracks that are on the B side of the Thriller album.
the
Oh,
B-side.
B-side. Oh, by B-side you mean it like old school vinyl when you flip it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. This question is
I have
probably
the vinyl
super
like
dated
over
for
there,
Caleb.
and that's annoying. Oh God.
it's like watching Batman.
How many can fit on one side again? I need to name 4 of the 5.
303.
3.
3 of the
3
5. 3 of the 5. Okay, repeat the question. Sorry.
All right. Question number 31. Name 3 of the 5 tracks that are on the B side of the Thriller album.
I know.
And the 5 songs, they're okay, I guess.
Yeah. Let's say that. Give him a little more time here. Sandy, how you feeling?
Oh man, I love it. I'm gonna get out when we're done this. I'm gonna listen to Michael Jackson all night long. So that's
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jeremy.
I'm sure it's wrong. I couldn't remember the name of the last song on the album. Human
Me
Nature,
neither.
Baby Be Mine, and PYT.
Baby Be Mine's on the A side though.
Baby Be Mine is on the A side. That
I
is
love that
correct.
song. That's the most underrated
Caleb.
song on the album. I went with PYT, Human Nature, and Billie Jean because I counted backwards from 9.
That is incorrect. Sorry, that is correct. That is correct. That is correct.
The last song is The Love of My Life, right? Or The Love in My Life.
Lady in My Life.
That's
Lady
why I
in
didn't
My
write it
Life.
because I couldn't remember the name.
Yeah.
So I had to count backwards from 9.
So that puts Caleb up by,
Up by 4. The slaughter begins. I knew it was coming.
There's still plenty of trivia to go. We have less than 20 questions left. Sandy, take it away.
Who is the first woman you hear in USA for Africa's "We Are the World"? We are the world.
No. Okay.
We are.
As a choice we're making, we're saving our own lives. It's true. Make a better day. Just you and me.
That's my favorite part of the entire song.
I don't like this song.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll go to Jeremy first.
Is it Kim Carnes?
That's incorrect. Caleb Koho.
I said Tina Turner.
Tina Turner is correct.
Damn.
Oh my
Extending that
gosh.
Oh, here goes.
lead. All right. Mr. Newberry.
Okay. What was the name of Michael Jackson's tour from 1992 to 1993?
Definitely one of the more obscure questions of the match. But you got to throw in a couple of these every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
Better than key questions.
I don't know it then.
I was going to write down something way less obscure.
All right. 5, 4, 3.5, 2, 1. Caleb.
I just said the Dangerous World Tour.
That's correct.
Wow.
What?
Jeremy.
I said the Dangerous Tour. Do I still get it?
Oh, but
Yeah, we'll
I would give it.
Okay,
sure.
Okay.
Yes.
I give it to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to write down History World Tour, then I was like, no, that album came out in 1995.
All righty. Question number 34. What Michael Jackson music video was directed by David Fincher?
This is going to be later
I
in his
should know this.
life. What's
did
a
so
really
many-
creepy, ambiotic music video that he has from the 90s?
No, Fincher did some upbeat videos, believe it or not.
David Fincher did a lot of music videos before he ventured into talkies, I guess, as Cody would call them.
What?
You know, you were part of that transition from silent films to talkies.
I'm very worried that I have the wrong one, but I'm going to try.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll go to Jeremy first.
I'm gonna go back to Leave Me Alone.
That's incorrect.
All right.
Caleb.
Now I'm thinking it's in the closet. Is it the They Don't Care About Us?
Nope. We are looking for Who Is This?
Oh, I love that song.
That was the biggest apostrophe in between don't. It became an I. I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
All right, Sandy, question number 35.
You got it. What was the name of the record label that Off the Wall was released, ending the longtime partnership with Motown Records? So where did he go to?
Well, where did he go after Motown?
We go after Motown.
I always thought this was a good name for a record.
If I could get Sandy to record the "We Are the World" and make it my ringtone,
Can we
I
make a big
seriously would.
jukebox trivia parody where we just sing the song but in impressions?
5,
You
4,
have to do
3,
your
2,
impression.
1. What do Kaleb first?
Is it Epic Record?
That is correct. Jeremy.
Didn't have it.
All right, so extending that lead once again. We now go to Mr. Newberry. Question 36.
What was the last single released in February of 2002 off his final studio album, Invincible?
I really hope it's this one because I like this song. Fun fact, Michael Jackson kind of invented dubstep ahead of its time on that album.
I mean, yeah, you know. Open for interpretation. We'll go 5, 4.
I mean, if you listen to it, it's very close to dubstep.
1. What did Jeremy first?
I don't know.
No.
Is it You Rock My World?
It's not. It's Butterflies. You Rock My World was the first one in August
what I
2001, and then
With Chris
Cry
Rock.
was December.
Featuring Chris Rock.
That is pretty crazy. Question number 37, guys. Once again, another lyric question. Complete the lyrics to Dirty Diana. Diana walked up to me. She said, I'm blank. And I'm looking for 3 words. Dirty Diana. Dirty Diana.
I thought that was going to Thriller for a second.
When I first got into Michael Jackson, there were 2 songs I was not allowed to listen to at the age of 9. Dirty Diana and Billie Jean.
You weren't allowed to listen to Billie Jean?
Not until I was like 11.
Right.
I mean, I listened to it anyway, but...
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mr. Koho.
Is it All Yours Tonight?
That's correct. Jeremy.
No.
Alrighty.
All Yours Tonight.
All right, question number 38, Sandy.
Number 38.
Grammar, everybody.
Michael's most famous move, the Moonwalk, debuted during a performance of what song at Motown 25?
Oh, you threw me off. I thought you were about to ask for the concert. That's harder than the... I think. I have this video. It came on...
Alrighty. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answers, go.
Is it not Billie Jean? Okay,
Billie
thank
Jean.
God.
Yeah,
Billie
was
Jean.
on the 25th anniversary CD. It came with a DVD of Thriller, Beat It, Billie Jean, and Motown 25.
Alrighty. And Mr. Newberry.
What Michael Jackson song contains the lyrics, "Every day I sit and ask myself, how did love slip away? Something whispers in my ear and says."
Oh, I almost wrote the wrong song. Oh my gosh. I used this song for a Michael
Did you really
Jackson
have to put
tribute.
in what Michael Jackson song? Like,
I mean,
what else could it be?
I mean, I'm sure some people in the audience are playing a drinking game for every time we say Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Drink responsibly, drive safely, as I always say at the end of my shows.
Drive unsafe.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll go to Jeremy first.
I don't know. You are not alone.
That's correct.
That's correct.
You are not
Oh my God.
alone.
Thanks, Julie. That's her favorite song.
I am there.
Alrighty, guys. Question number 40, and the last one of the regular round. Very simple. What is Michael's middle name?
The only reason I know this is because it was on every single news station when he died.
It was.
I should remember that, shouldn't I? I don't watch the news.
No, he was horrible.
News is bad.
I know it
okay?
because on the inside of his album notes and album liners, he writes the initials.
4, 3, 2, 1, kill.
Okay.
He says, "With love, MJJ, Michael Joseph Jackson."
That is correct, and Jeremy.
Oh my God.
Oh!
Do I get it?
Whoa! Michael,
I'll let him have it. I'll let him have it.
Yeah.
that's fair. All right,
I'm like, was he named after his dad?
Yeah, he was.
he was. All right. So as we move into the speed round, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but Kaleb has a score of 26 and Jeremy has a score of 18.
26.
I have
19.
Jeremy with 19.
I have 19.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I think it was 7.
He got that last
Oh,
one.
I had 18, but I might have missed one.
26
Hey,
to 8.
still better than our 80s match, Sandy.
26 to 19.
26 to 19? Okay. Perfect. All right, so that is a gap of 7, but anything can happen here in the speed round. So once again, guys, if you get the answer correct, you will be docked a point.
This is where I choke, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
Always one question away.
So where I end up with a score of 9.
Alrighty.
That's my
Sandy,
view.
Sandy, kick it away. Question number 41.
Oh, yeah. Love it. Question number 41. What was the name of Michael's pet chimpanzee?
I knew this was gonna come up tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for the softball.
Sandy, did I not say this was gonna come up tonight when we were doing the other?
I
round?
will score more than 9. Thank God.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answers, go.
God, Bubbles.
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 Oh my God, Sandy.
Okay.
Okay. Funny enough, in the match, I literally was like, Bubbles the chimp. He's like, he was laughing. It's funny.
Cody,
Are you
question
drunk?
number 42.
Caleb, that was not even English.
Jesus.
I am
Okay.
drunk. Leave me alone. I'm kidding.
42 for a 19-year-old. That's bad. Okay. 42. What was the full name of the Michael Jackson beat 'em up video game released in 1990?
Oh, holy good God!
This is probably the fuck you question of the
This
match.
definitely is.
Jeremy's face is like, I want to punch Brooklyn, and I
No, it isn't. It's just I was around then. There were so many video games. I wish I could remember all that stuff.
I just love it.
I'm just gonna write down one of the songs from the deluxe version of Bad.
I believe this is a game that is speed run, so there is still a little bit of relevance to it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heads down. What did Jeremy first?
I wrote Michael Jackson Moonwalker.
That is correct.
That is-
Oh my God!
Yeah. Now that you say
Kill.
that, I know that. I said Michael Jackson. Too bad.
So Jeremy does
That-
increase his
that are
lead.
all those days in the arcade. That knowledge was back there.
There it is.
Why wouldn't I
21 to
think of his
26.
most popular thing? Why did I go for Too Bad?
All right.
Alrighty, guys. Question number 43.
43 is mine, right?
Yes.
Ooh.
On what day did Michael Jackson die at the age of 50 from an unexpected cardiac arrest?
We need the month, the day, and the year.
Day and year. Okay.
Did
absolutely-
Cody just ask the video game question?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'll ask the next one.
I just love the fact that you, in that question, you put beat 'em up video game.
I get his birth. Okay, I know the
Beat
month
'em
and
up,
the year.
beat 'em
It
up
always
platformer.
comes down to the day. I get his birthday and his death day mixed up.
Uh-oh.
Well, ready for you.
Sandwiches today are smoked salmon. Smoked salmon
I
bagel.
swear to God, if I get Brooklyn Vale cursed, though.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll go to Kaleb first.
Is it June 25th, 2009?
That is correct.
Oh.
And
I didn't even have the right month.
no, all right. So 20 to 27, but still plenty of room to go.
Yep.
All right, question number 44. Michael Jackson is originally from what state?
Can I put the city, too, just to be a dick?
No.
Nobody likes Dick.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna pile on there a little bit. I'm not gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Only if you had corn. Okay.
5, 4, 3.
This is my
2,
favorite match I've ever played,
1.
ever.
Because you're winning.
Jeremy
Was it Michigan?
is incorrect.
Oh, crap.
He is from Gary, Indiana.
He's from Indiana, 28 to 19.
19.
We're gonna
Mike
finish it.
Rose.
We're gonna finish it out. We are aware that the match is over, but you know.
Yeah.
This is fun. This is the last jukebox match of the year, so we're gonna end it with some fun here. This has been a super
I
fun
can get
show.
embarrassed. I can be embarrassed
Where's
more. That's
Larry
fine.
Bird from?
Question,
embarrassed,
Shut up. Shut up, Cody.
question number 45, Cody.
Piss off dance
What?
ballad. God.
What Michael Jackson album features songs like A Place with No Name and Chicago?
I love this album.
I don't know.
Place without no name. Fun fact: the song that song is based off of played all the time at work and has the same opening riff. So whenever I heard that opening riff, I'm like, "Oh, Place with No Name! I love Michael Jackson." And then it was something else, and I'd be so disappointed.
1. Caleb.
It's Escape.
Yeah, and Jeremy.
I had Michael. I was so close.
What's the score? Sorry,
29-18. It's
I know.
Jeremy's.
I know. I'm keeping track of my own stuff.
All right.
He's taking his own percentage.
46.
Question 46 is me. Cody
Okay.
just asked the last one.
Ah.
What DJ made the MJ Greatest Hits mashup track "Diamonds Are Invincible," released in August of this year?
Diamonds Are Invincible. Oh,
I
I
wouldn't
thought you
know
were talking
the
about.
answer.
I thought you were talking about the Immortal Mega Mix, which is really good and came out in like 2011. That Immortal Mega Mix is lit.
5,
I don't know who made it.
3, 2, 1. Jeremy.
I don't know.
Was it Steve Aoki?
No.
No. Mark Ronson
Okay, that's cool.
Oh,
of
makes sense.
Uptown Funk.
Uptown
fame.
Funk, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yep.
Town Punk fame.
That's what I was going to say. I wouldn't have got the answer, but I know the guy.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Question number 47, Sandy.
What song from the 2010 Michael album features Akon?
I love this song.
I own the song, if only I could remember the name of it.
MJ. Oh, hey.
See us together, but it don't matter, no.
I think. Okay. Is quick question for the host: is Akon better or worse than T-Pain?
Better.
Worse.
Better.
Yeah.
Better,
4,
even though I
like
buy
T-
you a
2,
drink over any song.
1.
ever.
Pens down. We'll go to
Whole
Kyoko.
stadium in love alone is really awesome. I like T-Pain. Hold my hand.
That is correct.
Damn
Jeremy.
Of course, I remember now. I don't have it.
All right. Cody, for number 48.
Okay. 48. What year saw the release of MJ's fourth studio album, Forever Michael?
I got to imagine Jeremy was looking for this question a little bit earlier in the match.
Unless I'm thinking of the third one.
I believe Forever Michael was the last one before he went to Epic. This is
I
last.
think this is a rough time to do a trivia
4,
match for anybody running
3,
the league at the end.
2, 1. Pens down. What a Kyoko.
That would be 1975.
That is correct, Jeremy.
I wasn't thinking of the third one. 75.
All right.
Music and Me came out in 1973 though. So
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought.
All right, Brooklyn, you got 49.
Do complete the title track. Complete the track title from Bad. Blank Girl.
Oh. I know what you're asking for a second.
Complete the title track from Bad.
shout out to my friend Pony.
Is it rude
it-
that I would? If it's rude that I would guess bad.
Shouts
5,
out to my friend Pony.
4,
Thank you.
3, 2, 1.
He doesn't
Pens down. What did Jeremy first?
Liberian.
That is correct. And Kyoko.
My proud Liberian friend Pony, Liberian girl.
Alrighty. And Sandy, finish it off. Question
Oh,
number
thank
50.
God.
All right.
Thank God, out of my misery.
Question number 50. Which Michael Jackson album has the fewest tracks with 9?
I'm really disappointed that you did not
Thanks
put
for
a man
thanks
in
for
the
the
mirror.
softball.
Man in the mirror question. So screw you, Brooklyn Vale.
I was praying for that one Captain EO question.
Oh, I
Just
love
the
Captain
one
EO.
Captain EO.
No Captain EO.
I
No
almost
Moonwalker.
threw in Captain EO question, but I was like, nah,
You should have
let's
asked what
Hooter.
song plays during Captain EO.
Hooter.
5,
Well, there's 2.
4.
Well, the
3,
main, like the one,
2,
The main one, the one
Yeah.
written for it.
yeah, another
Answers. Let's go.
part.
Thriller.
All right, so that puts us at a total score of 32-19, which means that your winner
Congrats, Caleb. Great
is
job.
the king, Kaleb Koho. This is a very good match. I think it was. I think maybe it might have been the time that we recorded the match. You know, this is a time where everybody is busy. So, but yeah, Kaleb Koho. Age means nothing. The guy studies Michael Jackson quite a bit.
Yeah, Dan Skip Allen. Age means nothing. Get off my case.
All right, so we'll go to our winner, Kaleb Koho. How are you feeling today about your performance?
I was actually kind of dreading this because I thought you were gonna go hard, like really hard, and these were actually pretty like they weren't easy, but they weren't like kill everything in my body difficult.
They were key questions.
Yeah, there were pity questions in there, and I like that. There were no key questions also. Yeah, no. I liked this a lot, and I feel really good, and I like not having a goose egg in Jukebox anymore. And I will make the announcement. I will play one more Jukebox trivia match, like just general trivia, like Jukebox trivia match, if it's against Cody Newberry, if he so allows. And if I lose that, I am retiring from trivia unless it is Michael Jackson only.
All right. Well, before we get to that call out, we have to go to our unfortunate loser, second place finisher today, Jeremy Adams. Jeremy, great performance. I think the modern music has been your kryptonite in this league. But how do you feel about your performance?
Oh, it wasn't very good, but at least I got some. I mean, I showed that there's some knowledge there, and it was fun. So yeah, that's fine. I just want to say I really feel like when there's artists that I love, a lot of times I do go really geeky and know a lot of the deep stuff. So I definitely want redemption. Since I couldn't get Genesis, I think the 3 artists I would definitely wanted maybe jump into another Iron Man with would be the Beatles, U2, or the Who. So any one of those 3, especially the Who or U2, I think I could at least do a little better than I did here today.
I have opponents in mind for both. We'll throw that one into the
and a fourth one, just with a little extra fourth one there, Bruce Springsteen. Any of those 4, I think I can guarantee you I would play better than I did here today.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming.
Great job, Caleb. Really fantastic.
Yeah. That was a really good job. We'll go to our co-host now, Cody. How do you feel about the match, and how do you feel about getting called out for maybe the first match of Jukebox Trivia in the new season? We're not sure.
I'm tired as crap. Me versus Caleb in music trivia, that sounds like a dog perking up into oncoming traffic. But I will definitely accept it if we can gear it towards something.
I'm fine with that.
Easier than you're just because if prog rock comes up or anything of actual,
the good stuff,
any good stuff, we're screwed. But we'll talk about that. We'll be in the discussions. But yes, I would accept it. Again, this just shows that me and Sandy need to talk before matches involving Kaleb Koho. Tell him that he's going to win, and maybe he'll actually lose because we've called him out twice to say he's going to win, and he has proven us wrong. I think it lights a fire in him, and it terrifies. He wants to prove me wrong, and he's doing a good job of it. Now that we're on the same team as him over at Multiplex, I guess we have to get along with him now, Brooklyn.
I sign your paychecks.
We've taken on multiplexes like foster children, so we love them just as much as our Take 3 family and our Full Metal family. But yeah,
so many families.
We have a lot of families. Why did we sign up for this? Sandy, how did you feel about this match today, and did you have fun?
I had a great time. This match was great. I know Jeremy's going to be hard on himself, but answering 19 questions correct is amazing. I kept score of my own for my own. I didn't come close to that, so it wasn't. And I love Michael Jackson, so there no. Did really well. But Kaleb, I mean, 30 some odd points. I mean, that's awesome. So I think. This was great. It was a lot of fun. I mean, you know what? Whenever we get a good group of people together, it's just a fun time to have a great match. So, and speaking of which, I will face anybody. I will face multiple people in an 80s and 90s glam, hard rock, hair metal championship.
You do not want to face Sandy in that, believe me.
I will. You guys are all going to see this. I don't care. Come at me. I will.
Somebody with some balls. Do it.
A couple of opponents in mind that could potentially take you on there.
All right. No freaking not heavy metal, glam, hard rock, hair metal.
Yeah.
I want to say one more thing. I know that like we usually do one of these and are done. But I know Michael Jackson is such a big category that people might want to come back to it. If anyone wants to challenge me for this Michael Jackson championship somewhere, I'll do it. I'll come back and play again. But yeah, that's up to Brooklyn, entirely up to Brooklyn. But if someone wants to come challenge me for the MJ title, come do it. I'm
here. Jury's out on that one. We will
more questions on Michael Jackson.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we'll do plugs very quick because they can be edited out easily if we don't do them. But quickly to our winner, Kaleb Koho. Where can the cool kids of the world find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kaleb Koho. That is Kaleb with a K and then Koho. I have 2 YouTube channels, Kaleb Koho, Koho Productions on both channels. My movie Chick Part 2 is out for you to watch for free. What's not free is my album Shoot for Teens with my group The Forks, which you can find on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you consume your digital music. Search the album name or the group The Forks. And The Forks will be in Wilmer, Minnesota on January 19th. So come check that out. That's going to be fun. I believe I'm going to be the opening act and the headliner, so that'll be fun.
Nice.
And then, you can find me on Multiplex Entertainment, where I host Fandom Fight on Friday, Movie Warzone on Monday, and the Co-Hospitals will be coming on Thursdays. And shouts out to Brooklyn and Cody, the new heads of Nerdgasm, which will be airing on Saturdays on Multiplex Entertainment. So.
To our unfortunate loser, but fantabulous guy all around, Jeremy the Adam Adams, where can the Jukebox Series of the world find you?
Jeremy Paul Adams on Facebook, Jeremy Paul Adams on YouTube, and check out all the content on Full Metal Trivia, Full Metal Media, the multi-match trivia channel that we run both on YouTube. You can see all the content there, and then also see it all on Facebook.
All right. To my Canadian co-host Sandy Robinson, where can the Jukebox Series of the world find you?
The cool kids of the world can find me all over Full Metal Trivia. I'm with Jeremy and with Cody in Full Metal Singles, Teams, Geek, Random, doing Movie Battlegrounds is kicking ass over on their side. You guys can also find me here on Take 3 every Saturday with Rhyme and Reason with my partner Matt Kearns, and almost every Thursday, and especially this Thursday when I defend my Late Night with Take 3 championship that I so deservedly won last time. I will be putting that belt back on the line, expecting it to get swiped away from me at the show, one of the shows that Brooklyn hosts on Late Night with Take 3. Thanks so much for having me.
All right. To my partner in crime in this community, Cody Newberry, where can the Jukebox Series of the world find you?
I'm going to Take 3 Productions. I help 3 shows, and you can find me chasing Brooklyn around, pissing him off everywhere I go. Rank 'em, where I'm the grumpy old man in the corner that thinks everybody's wrong. Holiday songs literally broke me. You can find me helping with Full Metal Geek, which you should see the title match in this somewhere. You can also see me kicking Matt Rosa's ass in Dance-Off. It should be in this video somewhere. You can also find me over now at Multiplex because another trivia league has left the back door open, and I snuck in and I took the keys, and I'm now hosting the show. So look out.
Well, he'll get rid of all of you with his
And last but definitely not least, I'm the Black Hunter Brooklyn Bell. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the real BK10, the number not the word. You can also find me right here in Full Metal Trivia, jobbing to better people, Full Metal Random, Full Metal Singles, managing the people and teams. You can also find me on Take 3 Reductions, running not one but two shows, Late Night with Take 3, Topical Pop Culture Podcast. We're talking about movies, TV, and music. Be sure to check out the entirety of podcasts we've done over the past 6 months. Also, Jukebox Trivia, this show that we have been doing for over a year. Music trivia, music countdown, music debates. I want to thank every single competitor, question writer, people who have watched all these videos. Thank you, you guys. I can't thank you enough and the way that this channel has grown and the support that I've gotten throughout this entire year. If this is the part 1, be sure to check out part 2. If this is part 2, 3, or 4, and you haven't seen part 1, 2, or 3, what the fuck are you doing? Get back. Go back to part 1. Start part 1. And we are chronological kind of people. So be sure to check out the other matches, the Full Metal Geek, Full Metal Trivia, Full Metal Singles, Full Metal Teams, the Jukebox Dance-Off matches is before or after. I am not sure. Editor, you will probably correct me in that statement. But once again, guys, for Cody, for Jeremy, for Kaleb, for Sandy, thank you, everybody. This is the last match of Jukebox Trivia. Have a happy new year. Have a glorious holidays. Once again, I'm the Black Hunter Brooklyn Bale. Cheers, guys. And as always,
travel safe.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second half of Snowball Part 2. I could be wrong. Editor in the corner. Please tell me if I'm right or wrong. Excellent. Thank you. I am probably wrong, but hopefully, as I was told, this is the second half of Snowball Part 2. This is the Jukebox Dance-Off Championship match where we have Cody Newberry taking on Matthew Rosa in what is to be an anticipated match of sorts. These guys that duted out first in Movie Battleground, but this has been an anticipated match considering the road that each competitor has taken. Matthew defeating Chris Clark, Kaleb, Koho, and Malcolm Goldie Lane to get here, whereas Cody Newberry defeated Jeff Aryu in a split decision, knocked out me. So congratulations, and once again, Cody, to fulfilling my nightmares. But this is the championship. This is incredible. It's something I've been waiting for since we really got the league rolling in September. But before we get to our competitors, I want to introduce our judges, and we have 5 judges today. We want to make sure that the debates are well listened to and well responded to. So first off, I'm going to go to a person who has been defeated by Matt Rosa in the semifinals. You can find him on Rank 'em on Sundays. Malcolm Goldie Lane. Malcolm, how do you feel about this competition?
I feel really good. I mean, we've got 2 great debaters here, and I mean, it's going to be really hard, but I've got Cody with the edge on this. Alrighty. We're picking some favorites here. Next up, he was also in the path of Matthew Rosa's journey to the crown. A very loud match, and it gave a couple of us headaches that were judging. That is the King, Kaleb Koho. Kaleb, how do you feel about this matchup today? And what are some keys to victory?
I feel like I should be here in the match playing, but you know what? That's fine. Keys to victory. Cody needs to keep his wits about him because Rosa's going to throw a lot of facts. And Cody's good at throwing the haymakers. So if Matt wants to win, he needs to keep himself cool under pressure because if he can get rattled by me, then he'll definitely get rattled by Cody. So it's going to be interesting to see these two debate. I'm going to give the slight edge to Cody because I feel like Cody's the Robert Parker of debate. I've said it for a long time, but Rosa's no slouch at all. So.
All right. Also joining us today, he self-proclaimed that he doesn't know a lot about music, but he has judged me before. I believe I had judged alongside him before. He is definitely a fan of debate in general, and I think that his opinion is much improved, especially in general pop culture media. That is one Henry Confidential. Henry, how are you feeling today, especially being in a realm that isn't quite your neck of the woods?
So I appreciate you bringing me on to be an unbiased judge, just hearing solely the arguments and making decisions based on that. And I'm really intrigued on how I'm going to approach that because, I'm definitely going to pick who I think is going to articulate the best arguments for just in general, not specifically personal favorites. So I definitely am glad that I'm here to do this. And I've definitely seen Cody debate, and I've heard Matt debate. So I'm definitely curious how they're going to approach this, knowing it's a championship. So they might take some low blows or some methods they haven't tried before. And I'm definitely interested in studying Cody because I'm going to be debating him in movies real soon. So.
Alrighty, well, once again, thank you for coming on. And last but definitely not least, our final judge. I took him on recently in Movie Battlegrounds not too long ago. He's a pretty good debater. He's very passionate, and I feel that he's knowledgeable in his debate skills, and he can sort of pick out bullshit whenever he hears this. That is one RJ Villarreal. RJ, how are you doing today, and how do you feel about actually making your Jukebox debut?
I'm just here to listen and drink alcohol. That's what I'm going to do. Good stuff.
All righty. So RJ will be our Ken Knapsack, just sort of drinking in the corner and getting his opinion whenever we need to. But enough about our judges. Let's get on to the main event. Let's get to our competitors. I'm going to start off with the thorn in my side, the father or the husband to my wife, Cody Newberry. Cody, you and I have had a heated past, and you've got here. You claim to not be the biggest music person, but the debate skills is what got you here. How do you feel about your journey to the crown, and is Matthew Rosa your biggest obstacle so far?
Okay, so my journey to the crown was very easy. I had Jeff and a bunch of judges wanted to go to the last question, so it went to the last question. And there was like a hacker involved back then, so whatever that case was, it was a mess. It was a mess of an episode. I'm just happy I made that. You were probably the one I studied the most for, and it kind of proved. And I didn't take my foot off the gas to this match at all. So I'm looking to hopefully score the 3 points needed to win tonight. Again, it really doesn't matter if I win or lose. I made it this far in the realm of Jukebox Trivia, where I've only scored 4 points in an actual trivia match. This is all on Matthew Rosa. Everything rides on Matthew Rosa. He already made it to the championship match against Luca and shit the bed and lost. Now, if I come into the realm where he writes questions for Jukebox Trivia and he can't beat me and had 2 shots at titles and walks away goose egg, oh, wow. So I have nothing. I only have things to gain. He has everything to lose. So good luck, toilet brush. Sorry, buddy.
Stealing a burn from Malcolm Goldie Lay. We'll see how that pays off.
Still one of my favorite promos.
We will now move on to Matthew Rosa. Matthew, Cody stole a lot of what I was going to say. You've been in this championship scenario before, taking on Luca Hoffman Mountain, one of the greatest Jukebox Trivia matches ever. But now we're in debate. This is a league that has just sort of thrived over the fall and the winter. How do you feel about your journey to the crown so far? And I'll ask the same question: is Cody your biggest obstacle?
No questions asked. I had the harder path. And I don't think Cody would even disagree with that. My path was raucous. In the very first round, I was playing Chris Clark. That's absurd in comparison to my trivia mom, Jessica Morgan. A lot of things have not gone my way. In the trivia championship match, I had Luke on the ropes. The title was mine. He pulls hip hop. Everyone thinks it's over. I'm the new champ, and then he pulls out a random Dr. Dre song that no one's ever heard of. Those things can happen. And basically what it's going to come down to is if I can keep my head on straight. Because my problem is sometimes I get rattled. Sometimes I get phased. But at the end of the day, I have come into this calm. I'm not doing the same thing I did when I played Luca, where I was intense and aggravated and energized. I'm just here to debate what I think is correct. And if you guys decide otherwise and Cody walks out a champion, so be it.
Alrighty. Well, gentlemen, best of luck. This is going to be really fun. And for those of you who do not know, here are the rules of the show. For this championship match, each judge, with the exception of RJ in this instance, has provided a question. So there are now 5 prepped questions for competitors to give. We gave them to them on Thursday. We're recording this on Monday. So they have taken time to prep their answers. They have a 1-minute opening followed by 5 minutes of free-form brawl, and then they have a 45-second closing to wrap up their thoughts and present their arguments. How it is going to work, because Cody got the knockout against me and has fewer points against, he will be the higher-ranked competitor. So, Cody, the question that I have for you is, what questions would you like to go first on?
I want to go first on question number 3 and question number 5.
Question number 3 and question number 5. Okay, Mr. Rosa, what questions would you like to go first on, and what would you like to begin the debate with?
Question number 2 and question number 4, and let's begin with question number 3. I am avoiding that Billy Joel question.
So we are just, let me check here. Hopefully this is edited so that go back to my list that I had. There we go. Okay, so we are beginning with question 3, and then you also have question 5 as well to go first on that, correct?
That's me. 3 and 5.
You want 3 and 5?
Yes.
Okay, so the order that we're going to go in is we're going to go 3, 4, 5, 2. In the event that we have the tiebreaker that we go to question 1, we are going to be flipping a coin. We'll say PEI's finest will be Matt and Crowbush will be Cody. If we get to that scenario, flip the coin. Whoever gets it will have the option to go first or second. So we are beginning with question number 3. And I'm actually going to hand this over to Henry Confidential, because he actually wrote this question, and I want to go to him. Why did you pick this question, and why do you think this would be a good question to debate?
So when you asked me to write a question, I threw out a bunch of ideas of just different like genre-based questions, different approaches of questions, and I felt like at the time this was an interesting question, because if you think about something like one of the most popular songs ever, Bohemian Rhapsody, it still needed a resurgence with Wayne's World. So I was curious on what approach that these two people would take on if they wanted to pick something super popular or something less popular and go that route. So I just wanted to see the more so the approach of how they would take it, because they could pick something popular or unpopular or in the middle. And I just wanted to test them to see if they could be creative.
Okay. All right. So question number 3, people, is as follows. What 2000s hit would benefit the most from a Wayne's World / Bohemian Rhapsody moment, as Henry mentioned previously? So, Cody, you are going to be going first on this. You have 1 minute. Time begins whenever you start talking.
Okay. So when this question was asked, I bounced my options around a bunch of different things to see. And I didn't want to go anything rock related or anything like that to match up with Bohemian Rhapsody. I wanted to do something completely different that you could actually tie into a movie that could actually make you think of that movie, kind of like how White Chicks with I Miss You, that song, whatever the song is. So that song. So I went with Irreplaceable by Beyonce, and I'll explain more in the debate.
You have 30 more seconds if you'd like.
I don't need it.
Wow, setting a record. I believe even surpassing my own record in shortest openings. The song that you were thinking of is 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton.
1,000 Miles, thank you.
Yes. But Matthew Rosa, your opening statements, you have up to 1 minute. Time begins whenever you start talking.
So there's this little song, and when this song was released, it was a complete failure. It had a music video that no one watched, and it absolutely crapped the bed when it was originally released. And then a couple years later, somebody realized it was amazing, and they started promoting it more and more, and it hit number 1 in the United Kingdom. This song started out with a kiss. How did it end up like this? That would be Mr. Brightside by the Killers. I think that Mr. Brightside by the Killers would benefit the most from a Bohemian Rhapsody Wayne's World moment, because of the fact that it is the kind of song that everyone knows most of the lyrics to, like they did to Bohemian Rhapsody, and it was never a number 1 here in America, and it deserves that chance. And I think that if it were in a film of the caliber of Wayne's World, it would have that chance, like Bohemian Rhapsody did, where it once again returned to the charts. So that's why. All right.
Ending 10 seconds early there. We'll see how that pays off. We now move into the 5-minute freeform, and I do want to remind our competitors that you will just be getting a quick 1-minute warning, so do not stop if I just kind of sort of pop in there. So 5 minutes. Let's get it on.
Well, there's a problem. Mr. Brightside has already been featured in a movie, actually a pretty a pretty good movie, a romantic comedy that literally was called The Holiday with Cameron Diaz. It literally shows her rocking out to it that tried to bring it back to some sort of prominence. Irreplaceable has not been used in any movie, and that's the thing that I think could really work. Like a movie like Girls Trip, like a Bridesmaid, the people singing in the car, besting out the songs, or it could even work in a male comedy where they awkwardly just look at each other when this song starts playing, and then they both start busting out the lyrics and singing really loud. Mr. Brightside, I don't believe is a bomb song. I think a lot of people like it, even if you don't think that it's deserved in the beginning. It definitely has its now. Everybody considers this song one of the best of the Killers. They play all the time in a bunch of different radio stations. You hear it all over the place. So that's my problem with it. I don't think it needs the resurgence. I think it's already gained a resurgence.
Here's my problem with that entire idea, to say that just because it was featured in The Holiday by Cameron Diaz makes it irrelevant. Bohemian Rhapsody had been used in other songs before Wayne's World. So that, I mean, the literal definition of the question does not disqualify Mr. Brightside from that opportunity. So I don't understand that argument.
My whole viewpoint
No. Mr. Brightside is the kind of song that people love to sing along to. You turn it on anywhere, and just as soon as they hear that guitar riff, they're waiting to scream, "It started out with a jet." You know, they know how they feel about that song.
I don't think most people know actually the words to it, because it comes very muddled across the screen. So regardless that literally was proven perfectly in The Holiday when Cameron Diaz just starts screaming like a maniac in the song about this, trying to make it funny, trying to make it a parody of itself, trying to sing it really loud, because that's the started out with a kid, and it fell flat. Regardless what you think, that was still had a star-studded movie the entire way through, and it was not able to gain anything past it. I'm saying, like, let's use Irreplaceable because it's a funny song, plus it sets perfectly in the time frame right now that you don't need a man, and basically use it in a comedy, driving the force forward, and you can sing it in either guys or girls and have a blast singing in the thing. It's just like 1,000 Miles. It will be remembered in those moments.
My biggest problem with your answer, is that Irreplaceable was the most successful single that Beyonce had released up to that point and maintained that until a recent year. Yes, that is correct. B-Day, that was the only song that was hugely successful.
Congratulations.
The question isn't what would make the best scene or what would be the most entertaining or what would people like the most. The question is what would benefit the most from that moment.
It's literally passed in time. People forgot about the song, now you bring it forward. That's the precedence.
You could pitch so many different ideas with Mr. Brightside. It could fit into a teen comedy. It could fit into something where you have, let's say there's 4 teens driving down the road. They've heard the song since they were little, and they're singing the song. I know this because I live around teen culture, and this happens all the time. People will turn on Mr. Brightside and they'll start singing it. It would have fit perfectly into a movie like Perks of Being a Wallflower if it had taken place in the modern day.
The main problem that I'm facing is Irreplaceable has literally passed its point.
Irreplaceable would just slot into some ridiculous romantic comedy and have no real purpose other than to service that movie.
That's your belief. You literally came out with your opening argument that this song did not have precedence and no one really liked it and no one watched it. That's your opinion based. There are fans of the Killers and everybody knows it. But that is like literally from that point in time, you said if we're going to question based, the question is benefit most. Your song has already benefited by time because everybody knows this song. Everybody sings this song. If you say, what's a song from the Killers? I guarantee they say Mr. Brightside. Main thing about Beyonce has had way bigger hits beyond this point, and to bring it back would fit so well and bring it back into the realm of comedy that you can remember when you think of that scene, you think of that song. And that's the whole point of this whole thing.
Here's my biggest problem with your argument that Irreplaceable is some sort of Beyonce song that has disappeared. When Beyonce was on the Today Show a few months ago, what song did she perform? Irreplaceable. That song is never going away. I think it was actually a year ago. I'm sorry.
You're saying,
but it was recently.
Exactly.
She performed Irreplaceable.
Something else.
She performed a versions of Irreplaceable at almost every show.
You screwed your own argument when you said the song did not state its prominence. It was weak. It was overplayed, and then all of a sudden it shot up to the #1 track. It's already there, so there's no point to put it in a song. It's already known.
The biggest problem is that Mr. Brightside would benefit from this because it was never successful in America like it was in the United Kingdom. It's successful amongst people who listen to music actively and love music, but it wasn't. It did not reach the same peak that Irreplaceable did because Irreplaceable has become one of the quintessential Beyonce songs. The Killers are a band that some people don't even know they exist.
Single Ladies is way bigger than that.
Sure, you could say that, but I said one of. I didn't say the.
Time. Cool. All right. So, and that's an interesting scuffle to kick off the championship. I do remind competitors, as I forgot to mention earlier, there will be no filibustering and there will be no touching of the head or face. We're now moving to closing arguments. Mr. Rosa, you have up to 45 seconds. Be sure to wrap up your arguments in a nice little sandwich to present to the judges.
Okay. Here's my biggest problem with the idea that Irreplaceable would benefit more from a moment like that. Irreplaceable was the biggest song Beyonce had released in her solo career and maintained that status for a long time. Mr. Brightside may be the most successful song of The Killer's career, but more people know Beyonce than they know The Killer. If you have a scene in which a beloved film character in some sort of movie that would become a beloved scene, and you had them singing The Killer's Mr. Brightside, not in some crappy Christmas movie, but in an actual song that people care about and want to see, people would fall in love with the idea of that song, and they would have the same sort of resurgence that Bohemian Rhapsody had. So stick it in a teen comedy. Have those teenagers sing that song that they love so much, sing about their wayward way, and you will have yourself a true Bohemian Rhapsody moment.
Time. All right. Mr. Newberry, you have 45 seconds. Be sure to wrap up your arguments into a nice little Vikings jersey to give to Kaleb Koho.
Loss. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, even the live chat that will be watching this, my client shot himself in the foot when he said that this song has already rose to prominence. This song went away. Literally, Single Ladies is her biggest hit. Irreplaceable goes to the wayside of that. Mr. Brightside has already been featured in the movie to try to make it bring back to prominence. Regardless of you think of the movie, they use the same moment that they do in Bohemian Rhapsody. Irreplaceable can literally fit in a romantic, even a straight up comedy, driving down the road, guys or girls, that could bring that moment back, that every time you think of that scene, you think of that song. And it's literally happened with 1,000 years. So that's one of the 1,000 miles. So that's one of the main things I think this song could do and rise to new heights.
Time. Excellent. Did not have to apply the Jessica Worker rule there. So excellent.
Only you.
All right. All right. Let us move on to the judges. I'm actually going to start off with Henry, who posed the question. Based on the arguments provided, get your point in line.
All right, so both of them did a really good job. I feel like they both had similar approaches on it, and this one was hard to judge because coming in blind, they shouted out a lot of facts. So without any exact fact checking for this, I had to just go based on what they said, and what they said is I agree with Cody that I feel like Rosa shot himself in the foot a little bit by talking about how it was super popular and then it just came back. But I also agree with Rosa that similar to Bohemian Rhapsody that it was popular. So it's one of those where it was a good tactic on Cody's defense, but it was also a good approach for Rosa. So I felt like it broke even. So I went specifically based on the movie approach, and I feel like just by a slightest margin, Cody got it for me because I feel like the fact that the Single Ladies comparison, that was more, that's the more popular Beyonce song. So Irreplaceable would benefit most from the usage in a movie. So I had to go slightly Cody on that one. So.
All right. So Cody gets one vote there. We'll go to Mr. Koho next. Kaleb, based on the arguments provided, who gets your point and why?
This was close. Like in the 5 minutes, Cody did a really good job of like hitting a lot of the arguments and kind of beating down any point that Rosa brought up. What sold it for me, I liked their pitching, and I think I liked Rosa's pitch of the scene better, but Cody did something really smart where he basically tore down Rosa's pitch, and Rosa never really went after the usage of Cody's song in a movie. So I'm going to go by the slice of margins with Cody.
Okay, so that puts us to 2 votes. Malcolm, will go to you next based on the arguments provided. Who gets your point and why?
Yeah, this was really close, but I'm going to have to give my point to Cody as well because he brought up a lot of good points, and I feel like his point on that when you think of Beyonce, the first song you think of is not Irreplaceable at all. It's Single Ladies, some of the other hits after that. And I mean, the only song I can think of from The Killers is Mr. Brightside. So, I mean, it's one that's instantly in your head. It's just one of those ones. So, I mean, it's, yeah.
Right. So that does mean that Cody gets the point there with 3 votes. I would have also went with Cody. I think if Matt had what I got from Matt was that like he had a really good argument, but it was more so like this, like Mr. Brightside was more so for like a YA sort of coming of age sort of deal. Whereas with Cody's argument, I got where, especially in the closing, that his song could be applied to not just romantic comedies, but any sort of comedies, similar to how A Thousand Miles could apply to like the weird comedy that was White Chicks. So he would have gotten my point as well. RJ, who would have gotten your point and why?
I would have also given it to Cody, and the short, simple answer is, unfortunately, it came down to kind of the same things you were. Though I have to disagree with Cody because I think Beyonce, I honestly think irreplaceable, but that's because that song makes me laugh like so hard. So Rosa was already at a disadvantage. He had to try to convince me otherwise that Mr. Brightside would benefit better. But really, he lost me on the argument of the ability to sing along, and Cody kind of pressed on it with his other movie that song is hard to follow and sing along to, and I think it would get lost in the scene. Whereas Irreplaceable, very slow, very easy words, very easy to follow along with, and the song would benefit from it. Just it would bring that back into prominence, that song, and just keep Beyonce at where she is.
Alrighty, so Cody would have gotten a clean sweep. So we are going to move right into to question number 4, and this is actually the question that I wrote. When I was writing this question, I wanted to go to an artist that nobody knew, that nobody had a leeway, nobody had an edge. So I went to an artist from my childhood that literally one person in this community knows who that is, and that is Alex Warden, because he is from the same province, and that would be one Stan Rogers. So my question for you guys was, what is the best song by Stan Rogers, the folk country legend that I've grown up with my entire life? So I have a lot of passion for this question.
I have a slight protest. The original question was, what is the best song written by Stan Rogers? That's a big difference from what is the best song by Stan Rogers.
Oh, I was thinking performed.
What is the question I have is, what is the best song by Stan Rogers?
Yeah, that's what you have now.
No, that is what I have. Nope, it is what is the best song by Stan Rogers. I will go back to the
just to make sure.
Yeah, thankfully this is edited.
What is the best song by Stan Rogers? It's in the original. It's in the original message.
Your song still qualifies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, I know my song qualifies, but I'm not going to argue Stan Rogers' performance of that song. Wasn't my original idea.
Yes.
Oh no, I mean it's still a great song. It's not a problem.
Do you want a challenge? Do you want the Woodburn voiceover?
No, it's fine.
Fuck that! I want a new question. Fuck that.
We're gonna carry on. With the question as worded. The question was not worded differently in the midst of things. So once again, Matthew, you will be going first. You have 1 minute. Time begins whenever you start talking.
All right, so I chose Barrett's Privateers, which is a classic pirate-style drinking song just about getting down and having a grand old time in the swashbuckling era of the pirates and everything that they revolve around. And I absolutely adore this song. I think that this is probably one of his best songs because it deviates from his style of just classic folk music with the fiddles and the washboards and the banjos. I have no interest in that style of music. I think that it completely loses the idea of what makes folk music special with like your Bob Dylan. But Barrett's Privateers is a song where he went to a totally different era and kind of experimented with what you can get from like a pirate style sounding song and would later inspire bands in the pirate metal genre to cover said song, including bands like Ailstorm, who did a fantastic cover of it. And if you ever get the chance to see them do it, it's fantastic. So yeah, I went with Barrett's Privateers due to the fact that it's just a more complete song that can be done by more bands than just Stan Rogers.
All right. So we will now go to Mr. Newberry. You have 1 minute for your opening arguments. Time begins whenever you start talking.
Gentlemen of the jury, I did not go to Spotify and search the top song for Stan Rogers because you're right, Matt picked the top one. It does pop up. But to call this a song is an insult to everything that I know from music, and it's very little. This is spoken word, if anything, with very little thing. I've heard people at an Irish pub start talking like this, but that's about it. Watching the apples grow is actually one that actually can transcend genres. It's actually really rooted in folk. That's why I searched through a lot of different albums to find this song. It actually did not make me hate it as much as most of the music that I found from Stan Rogers. And I'm not going to argue the point that people have done this song better elsewhere. I'm going to argue for Stan Rogers alone. So, bam.
All righty. All right, gentlemen, you have five minutes of free form. Once again, no filibustering, no benching in the air face. Let's get it on.
Barrett's Privateers has become a pivotal song to people who are seamen all across the world. It has become an absolutely beloved story. It's a great story song. It tells its story. It talks about the
I bet the score of Pirates of the Caribbean has helped a bunch of pirate men too, or seamen on the
It talks about the amazing story of
stop.
the Antelope and that ship and its story of how one man was stranded for 6 years and then found his way back to Halifax.
Talk, and I literally crash a car.
To make the argument that Barrett's Privateers is not a song is not an argument at all. Spoken word is still considered a song. There's an entire Grammy category for it. So
I don't care what the Grammys mean to you.
The biggest problem I have with where Watching the Apples Grow is that it sounds just like that. Watching the Apples Grow. I have no interest in listening to it, and as soon as it's over, I forget that it happened.
Your thing is literally, it's so slow. It does not have any beat or melody behind it to make it anywhat of an interesting song. And this thing drags on for 4 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm telling you right now, it cannot be listened by multiple things. If you played this song on radio today of Watching the Apples Grow, you would actually get a lot of people to follow along with it because it has a lot of country vibes to it that could mesh really well. The problem with your song is, I don't care what it did for seamen. They're out on the sea. They have nothing else to do. This song probably helped them sleep at night. This song is boring, and I'm sorry. I understand you consider spoken word actual thing, but I want instruments. I want something to accompany. I want something to carry along, and I don't care who else has covered your song. Mine is the one song that actually can be played today, it can carry through generations. Unlike your song, if it played today, people would turn the station.
It's completely irrelevant to say that Barrett's Privateers can't be played today when it's used as an anthem for so many different things. People love to scream and shout this song. It is used by the Royal Canadian Navy. It's used by 6 different universities as a fight song. It is not at all considered boring.
You are pulling a bunch of... Listen, I can
shanty.
Search Google too while we're doing a debate and coming up with key topics, but the main viewpoint is best song, and your song doesn't even consider anything fun or any... The best viewpoint, I don't care if it's a fight song or if it's a Navy chant. It doesn't matter. I'm talking about the basics of the song. And what I'm talking about when Watching the Apples Grow is 2 minutes of fun, fiddle playing, washboard, the essential folk noises. All you're hearing, this is literally something somebody can just speak in a bar and make it interesting for those people or on a sea. It does not transcend to the general public.
Say that because a song can be spoken or that because a song is a sea shanty and it is done in this style makes it boring is just it's purely hearsay and opinion. And you constantly bring up how much you hate when people bring up opinion in debate. That's an opinion. You can have that opinion, but at the end of the day, this is the best song that Stan Rogers ever released because it had the biggest impact on the world of music. It was more important. It was a song that has become an anthem for multiple places, like I said. And the reason it's become an anthem for multiple places is because it's an iconic Stan Rogers song. No one is standing around singing Watching the Apples Grow outside of PEI, but this song has extended beyond the realms of its province. And it's become
I don't believe that's true at all. When you consider best,
Watching the Apples Grow. Watching the Apples Grow is a fine song. Barrett's Privateers is an important song. It's pivotal. It's the best song that he ever released.
If this was best written song, you may have an argument. But when you talk about song in general, the whole thing is when somebody says Stan Rogers, you want something that's going to introduce the folk genre to them.
When somebody says Stan Rogers, they think of Barrett's Privateers.
A great fight song? Sure, your song covers perfectly.
You're doing
But
the same thing that I did in my last debate. You're shooting yourself in the foot because you're
How
saying
am I
that
shooting
when
yourself in
someone,
the foot?
you said, and I quote, when someone says Stan Rogers, you want fun folk music. Well, when someone says Stan Rogers, they want Barrett's Privateers. It's his
1
most
minute
successful
left.
song, like you said in
No,
the
you
beginning
just
of your
got this
debate.
off basic
It is his most
Spotify and
popular song.
Googling answers
When
to
people
help
look
you in
up
your debate.
Stan
The
Rogers,
basic
they
point
want
is,
Barrett's Privateers.
when I think best, when you break down best, you can multiple different things. But if you say best, this is literally what Stan Rogers is all about. Your song is a great experiment, a great try, a great just freedom that you can hear it play, but that does not make it best. It is not catchy. It cannot transcend over generations.
You're
All
right.
it's used. You literally said it's a chant in a fight song. That does not mean song. That literally just means something in a,
You're right.
It's a niche
What
argument.
makes Barrett's Privateers a better song is the fact that people are still listening to it. If no one's listening to your song, it has become irrelevant. People are still
How do you
actively
know
listening to
who's
Barrett's
listening to it?
Privateers.
You're in everybody
People are not
else's
still
Spotify
actively
account?
listening to Watching the Apples Grow. You know that people are
Time.
still listening to Barrett's Privateers because they're still singing it.
Time.
I bet.
All right. So
For the record.
we now move into the closing arguments. Cody will be going to you first. 45 seconds. Once again, wrap your argument into a nice little Cubs jersey and provide it to Henry.
Oh, that's disgusting. Okay. The basic viewpoint is, I think when I hear best, I don't consider it like something that was a risk, something that took it. I'm talking about a song that literally, if I say, hey, you really need to listen to this because this is the best version of this. And Watching the Apple Grows is one of those songs that can literally be played on the radios today. It could be covered by a lot of different artists if that's the case, because it still fits a lot of the country genre and a lot of the folk genre that needs to be bring back. You cannot put his song on the radio right now and have it play because it does not work. It will have car crashes. It's a very slow, it's a very methodical song that probably is beautifully written, but that does not make it a great song because it's not able to be sung with or have fun with. It's now just a fight song and a Navy song. That's basically what he broke it.
All right. Mr. Rosa, you have 45 seconds for your closing arguments. Once again, wrap up your argument into a nice little like Harry Potter box set and give it to Malcolm.
By design, Watching the Apples Grow is nothing more than an album filler. Barrett's Privateers is an album maker. When people think of Fogarty's Cove, released by Stan Rogers in 1976, they want to hear Barrett's Privateers. It is the song that is so important from that album, but it doesn't even matter. If it were unimportant, it would still be one of the best songs he ever released due to the fact that it was something new. It was something special. And because it was so special, it has struck a chord with so many people. And at the end of the day, that's what matters with music. With music, you need to strike a chord with everyone, not just some guy who's a Red Sox fan. At the end of the day, the most important thing about Barrett's Privateers and what makes it such an amazing song is the fact that it has struck a chord with so many people. It's become so important. Watching the Apples Grow is a song that no one even knows exists, and plenty of people will know Barrett's Privateers if they hear it.
Time.
So many people.
Okay, so I am going to go first. Both of you are incorrect. The best song is 45 Years, followed by Mary Ellen Carter, followed by Field Behind the Plow.
Bias? No, I'm just kidding.
That is all totally biased. All right, so I am going to give my point to Matthew. And I'm going to give my point to Matthew because I heard more about Barrett's Privateers in general. I didn't hear from Cody what is it in Where the Apples Grow. Like if you're gonna critique, if you're gonna go after the songwriting, like tell me why Watch the Apples Grow has some songwriting. I just heard more music and song wise. There were points that I wanted Matthew to tackle, and I was like, if you tackled these things, it's a blowout for me. But I am giving the slight edge to Matthew. But I'm not alone. There are 4 other judges here. So RJ, based on the argument provided, who gets your point and why?
So, I'm already going to say it before I go into my production. I'm actually the opposite on you. This goes to Cody for me because, one, in the form of debate, I couldn't deny the fact that Cody kept Matt on the defensive. Matt could not say barely 2 words bad about Cody's song because he was too busy defending everything Cody was bringing against him. For me, keeping on defensive didn't really help his stance in debate with me. The points he did try to attack, unfortunately, kind of how he said in the debate, he shot himself in the foot right at the end when he kept bringing up the fact that it's a fight song. And then he brought up a Red Sox fan where they are known to do Sweet Caroline almost at every single game. So you're saying for one place it's good, but then another place it doesn't. It's not the same thing. I don't know. That just rubbed me the wrong way there at the end. But yeah, I mean, and then of course I listened to these songs begrudgingly. I did like one better than the other. I was trying to help him convince me why the other song why I should enjoy the other song better, but he just didn't do it for me. So I got to give it to Cody.
Excellent. So that is a tie. It is a tie at the moment. We are now going to go to Malcolm next. Malcolm, based on the argument provided, who gets your point and why?
Well, I mean, first off, personally, I do prefer the song that Matthew picked over the one that Cody picked, but that's not the point of this. But I'm going to have to give the slight edge to actually Cody because for pretty much the same reason that RJ did, he kept Matt on the defensive, and I don't think Matt got enough hits on Cody's song than he could have, and there's a lot of the time Matt seemed to go like bring up the importance of his song and that it's a fight song multiple times, which seem to be repeated sometimes. But yeah, so my point goes to Cody.
Alrighty, so we are at 2-1 for Mr. Newberry. I'm going to go to Mr. Koho next. Mr. Koho, based on the argument provided, get your point and why.
I think both these guys at this point understand what I like most about a debate is the haymakers thrown. And when it came down to it, Cody was doing really good by keeping Matt on the defensive. It came down to the very end for me. I want to point out very quickly something Cody said that made me laugh really hard. How do you know what people are listening to? Are you peeping people's Spotify? Was like hilarious. I loved it, but that's not why. That's not what I'm talking about. I like Cody's song more, but I'm going with Rosa because Rosa at the very end was just landing shot after shot on Cody. The biggest one that stuck with me was that Watching the Apples Grow is an album filler, whereas Barrett's Private Tears is an album maker. And I thought that was a really good point, and I'm going to go with Matt.
All right, so it is a tie, which brings us left to Henry Confidential. So the floor is yours, Henry, based on the arguments provided. Who gets the point? Does Matt tie it up, or does Cody take a 2-0 lead?
So luckily for everybody, I didn't listen to either of these songs in preparation for this because I wanted to once again go in blind. So I just wanted to hear them both convince me why I should go listen to one of the songs. And one of the people actually did convince me to at least give it a shot. And first of all, I want to say that I feel like Cody's song didn't get brought up either way enough, where Cody defended his song a little bit and then Rosa knocked it down. So I felt like it broke even. So where I got most of my weight from was on Rosa's song. And I feel like Cody definitely knocked him a lot, that it was like boring. It's not very listenable. And then he's like talking smack about, how his opinions or, he's like, you can Google and stuff. But at the end of the day, Googling is still facts. And I felt like I just heard a lot more from Rosa on why his song was better and why I should go check out his song. So I am actually going to go Rosa on this point, and actually kind of by a little more than I would expect. This one wasn't as close as the first one.
Alrighty, so a split decision there. Matthew does get the point. That was a great debate, gentlemen, although you could have picked better songs.
You could have picked a better artist. Good Lord.
I wanted to give you guys an artist.
This is a championship. You got to be on your toes, remember?
Absolutely. All right, so now we move into question number 5. And originally, based on the scenario of just getting judges for the certain times, I couldn't get a fifth judge, so I added in this question. But RJ will be representing this question. So what is the best song that is longer than 8 minutes? I figured this would give you guys some time. There's a lot of classics that are longer than 8 minutes. There's a plethora of songs to choose from, and I think you guys chose 2 classics specifically in rock. But Cody, you are going to be going first in this argument. You have 1 minute. Time begins whenever you start talking.
So the question was, what's the best song longer than 8 minutes? And I wanted to pick Hotel California, but it wasn't long enough. So I went with American Pie. American Pie is by far one of the best songs that it encapsulates a time that is so it still stands that people still know the story of the day the music died and how it is transcended past. It's been covered before, but I still think the best original version is when it came out. And it goes through so many different hills and valleys. It's upbeat, it's fun, and then it goes down to that low moments that like when it gets glow and it's like bye bye. Like it's just that's the sad point of the saying that they had to say goodbye to great artists that were gone way too soon. And I think the best song that still has a great message today is American Pie.
Alrighty, ending 8 seconds early there. We'll see if that pays off. Mr. Rosa, you have 1 minute. Time begins whenever you start talking.
You're at a concert. It could have been 30 years ago. It could have been 40 years ago. It could have been 10 years ago. It could have been yesterday. The band has been playing and they ask for requests. What is screamed? Freebird! At the end of the day, 8-minute song that people want to hear anytime they're at a concert, and they'll scream it every time they're at a concert, no matter what artist they're seeing. It's Freebird by Lynyrd Skynyrd. It is the quintessential power ballad. It tells the story of when I leave here tomorrow, will you still remember me? All these things about this man who can't change himself for the woman of his dreams, and he has to leave, he has to go, he has to become someone else. And then the most soaring, iconic guitar solo of all time, no questions asked. It is the guitar solo that every guitarist wants to learn when he's a kid. It's the guitar solo that I learned when I was a kid. It's the one that has stuck with people. It's a song that has stuck with people. American Pie is great, but it's wrong for all the same reasons that you attacked my last song.
Time. Alrighty. 5-minute freeform. I'm super pumped to hear this. Let's get it on.
The problem
The
is
album
if I'm
version
drunk
of
on
American
Pabst
Pie.
Blue Ribbon, I love Freebird. Freebird is fantastic if I am hammered drunk in the back singing Freebird, because guess what? I'm listening to the song. The song does not care. The problem with the time, it does not hold up over the time. It was beautiful. It was great, but now it is a drunk anthem for people in bars. And it's the drunk idiots at concerts that yell if you have any requests. It's Freebird. No one really wants to hear Freebird, but people yell it because that's what you're supposed to do in a bar. American Pie is one of those great songs about tragedy that literally goes through multiple different areas and has heart and compassion, that they have artists that were gone way too soon on a plane crash that they could have been on, that different artists that could have been on, and it was the day that the music stopped, the day that stood still.
Here's the biggest problem with the idea to say that Freebird is only a song for drunken people at the back of the bar. Well, what the hell is American Pie? A song for drunken people at the back of the bar.
No,
You're
it's
asking
not.
what the best song is that's over 8 minutes. Freebird is the better song that's over 8 minutes due to the fact that Freebird is the kind of song that when they wrote it, it had an impact, but that doesn't matter. It's not talking about what happened or why. It's what makes the situation around it make it important. I don't care what the situation is around it. I care about the song. And if I need to listen to Freebird or American Pie all the way through, I'm listening to Freebird because I want to hear that solo.
The problem
I want
is
to hear
that
them
you
wail
picked
on their
Freebird,
guitars.
that you
The
said that
problem
guitar is what
is-
people want to play and people want to listen to and people want to do. That's from the music genre. The general public, when that guitar goes on for as long as it does, someone's skipping because they want something to sing and they're not satisfied by the guitar playing.
The problem with American Pie
in a song
is
terms, but in American Pie, there are more hills and valleys that you can sing and have a fun and join in with people singing. It's one of those group songs that you love to sing, not a drunk. Play that great guitar to let musicians.
You're right. People love to sing American Pie in groups. You are correct. And if it was the best written song, then maybe you have an argument. But the album
It's still
version,
one of the best songs.
the album version of American Pie is unlistenable. It is absolute garbage. Don McLean's voice is mixed terribly, which is a pivotal point of the song. The entire song is a travesty. He's drowned out by piano. The guitar is warbly. So to say that no, because Freebird is crystal clear. You can hear the song you're listening to.
The counter. Guess what? For the general public, the song still holds up and has great weight and has great notes throughout it. Freebird, literally, people do not know. You quoted the main part of it, and that was a really good part, but the main people cannot sing along. There are better Lynyrd Skynyrd songs by the fact of that. Even Simple Man is one of more requested and sung by the general public of Lynyrd Skynyrd than Freebird. Freebird is just the thing that people now associate with if you want to yell out. It was literally used in Talladega Nights because that's the joke of the whole thing. Like, it doesn't hold the same weight anymore. The whole point is it's a beautifully constructed song. The guitar is great, but the problem is that the song is the best song, tells the best story, and that is literally American Pie. That literally people had to cover it to try to gain popularity by covering.
The problem with that argument, though, is you're saying that Freebird is associated with this, it's associated with this, it's associated with that. Sure, it is. Correct. That doesn't change the fact that it is the better song that is 8 minutes long, longer than 8 minutes long, because it has more musical prowess. It's beautifully written, it's beautifully sang, and their producer actually knew what they were doing.
The problem is, if you listen to the cut down version that they release on radio of Freebird, it's a way better version. The problem is, if you cut out parts of American Pie, it also fails because it misses so many key beats and so many key points. That's my main problem with your song.
You do realize that the version of American Pie that was more successful was the single version, right? I mean, that's just how music works, Cody. That's music.
That's the problem.
Then the wheels on the bus go round and round, buddy.
It's released the full 8 minutes. Your problem is, your main problem loses so much of the guitar, so much of the passion in that song when it gets cut down. That's where most people know of the Freebird song. When you're sitting there and they actually play the full 8 minutes, you're like, holy crap, this song is way too effing long. Why the hell am I still listening to it? Because people know
once again hammering your opinion. You're hammering your opinion into everyone's mind. Your opinion is irrelevant. You have no arguments as to why Freebird is a bad song. You just have arguments as to why you think it's too long. They didn't think it was too long. It was hugely successful. That's not the question. The question is, what is the best song that was longer than 8 minutes? And the answer is Freebird. American Pie is irrelevant.
Time.
8 minutes through.
Time. Cool. Excellent. Alrighty, let us go into the closing arguments. That got loud and that got rough. Alrighty, 45 seconds. We're going to begin with Mr. Matthew Rosa. Please present your argument into a nice Power Ranger morpher and present it to RJ.
I knew that was coming.
Cody Newberry's argument for American Pie is about the story that goes behind it. There's an amazing story that goes behind American Pie. The Day That Music Dies is a tragedy. But Freebird is a song that transcends any sort of specific period of time and any sort of specific thing that happened around it. It's good, classic music. It is beautifully produced, it's beautifully sang, it's beautifully performed by the members of Lynyrd Skynyrd that everyone loved so very much in that time period. They were constantly successful. Don McLean was a one-hit wonder who disappeared after American Pie. He had a few other songs that no one really cared for. At every show, that's what they want to hear. Freebird is a song that is important. It's better based on the fact that it is better performed. It's a better song in the way that it is done. American Pie is not better done. It's fun to sing along to, but it's not a better song. It's a better written song.
Time. All right, Mr. Newberry, 45 seconds, closing arguments. Please present your argument and wrap it up into a nice copy of Hamilton to present to Mr. Koho.
I didn't know we were bringing up our artist in this, because if we want to, I can bring Lynyrd Skynyrd's whole racist mantra behind them, but we won't. Well, I'll basically break it down on the whole basics of the song. Don, the song American Pie was literally released in its 8 minutes. Most people know of the Freebird as a cut-down version because that was what was presented on the radio for the main facts. So 8 minutes, when they realize that song goes on for 8 minutes, they do not realize it. I think this is a song that literally transcends where it's at, because it literally has people believe or see a moment that some people may not realize, but after listening to it, those lyrics are so complex and so important to make them research what happened, why did the music die, and it still holds up today. Freebird is great. It's got some guitar, but it's not great in its entirety.
All righty. interesting arguments there. Definitely some nice back and forth. I'm going to go into RJ first. RJ, based on the arguments provided, you get your point and why.
Oh, man, that one was rough. I'm gonna need another drink after that. When it comes down to it, both of them made great arguments. Both of them had great comebacks to what the others were saying. Both of them had moments where they let their emotions get the better of them, and some things were said that probably shouldn't have been said. However, when it comes down to the question of what is the better 8-minute song, I have to give it to Cody because Matt brought up too much about Lynyrd Skynyrd being a more successful band and everything. He relied too much on the band, in my opinion, in his arguments. He did not let the song carry its own merit. And the stuff that he did bring up, to me, it was the biased musician in him bringing it up. Because unfortunately, I am one of those people that with that song, when that guitar solo comes up, I kind of drown out of the song, and I can't deny that. So that already came into play, and he couldn't convince me otherwise that listening to it makes it any better. Although I do have people who do. Like, they'll listen to it, and I see them doing the air guitars along. I'm not one of those people. But the main reason why I have to take it away from Matt is because he used I way too much when he was arguing the good points. Cody never said I. And then when he tried to attack Cody about his personal opinions, never once, if I missed it, I'm sorry, but I never heard Cody once say I in it. He said people and we, but Matt, in the middle of his arguments, there was a lot of I. And unfortunately, that put the nail in the coffin for me.
All right, so first vote goes to Cody. Henry, I'm going to go to you next. Based on the arguments provided, who gets your point and why?
So this is the only debate that I technically could have gone in a little bit biased because I personally do like Freebird more. American Pie is a good song. And right off the gate, Rosa, like when I do my tally marks, everyone knows that when I judge debates, I do my tally marks. And Rosa just had so many going in. And then once the latter half of the debate going, Cody started catching up. And it got really big for me. So it really came down to the closing arguments. And unfortunately, I didn't get enough from Cody why his song was the better one. He just more like why, Rosa's was more opinion based and why is kind of, the elitist opinion. So I'm going to go with Rosa there. But I also want to bring up two things that if I ever were to jump in on music debates, this, if it was something I'm passionate about, I could have some fun with this. Rosa could have brought up two movies that Freebird used to show the diversity and why it's more interesting. It was used in Forrest Gump with Jenny and how, she was going off free. So it was more symbolic. And it was also used in the Kingsman fight with Freebird. So it can be also badass at the same time. And that just makes it more fun and overall more better song. And I was hoping I was going to hear that. I didn't, but still I was able to hear from him why his song is better.
All right. Okay. I am going to go next. So how I heard it was with Cody, it was essentially like how his is a great storytelling, whereas Matthew's is great music. I like that Matthew tackled the music and the mixing of the song. And then whenever I heard Cody say, "Oh, that's a music elitist," I'm like, okay, then he's giving up on pitching on going on that side. I thought it was a cancel out from Cody's songwriting to Matthew's musicality. So for me, it came down to Matthew's songwriting, the lyricism in Freebird versus the musicality of American Pie, and that way Matthew edged slightly there. So I am giving my point to Matthew Rosa. I am going to go to Malcolm next. Malcolm, currently 2 votes to Rosa, 1 vote to Cody. Based on the arguments provided, who gets your point and why?
Yeah, this one was pretty even for me. Because they're both throwing out points, they're both battling them down as well. To me, it came down to the closing arguments, and I think the closing arguments, Cody edged me out slightly there because he was just brought up about like how important the song is and how the fact that Freebird's like most people tend to skip over the guitar riffs sometimes because it is a really long song. In fact, it is more known as the cut down version. So I think Cody slightly for me.
All right. So we go from a clean sweep in question 1 to split decisions in question 2 and 3. Mr. Koho, it comes down to you. Based on the argument, who gets the point and who goes up with 2?
I hate that I have to be the deciding vote because this was good. I'm gonna have to break it down as like Rosa. So throughout the it's your opinion, so you're just hammering your opinion into the judges' heads, and that's kind of a part of debate. It doesn't necessarily have to be factual because none of us are sitting here fact checking. It's just about how you do it. But Rosa did a good job of arguing Freebird, but I also have to agree that he did use a lot of personal preference, a lot of personal like backstory to it. While that did kind of help me to understand the importance of Freebird, I think Cody had the easier job of defending American Pie and bringing out the fact that Freebird is more well known for the shorter version than the whole thing, and that the guitar solo is more, well known than the rest of the song. I'm gonna lean slightly to Cody.
Alrighty, so split decision in the favor of Mr. Newberry. So Cody does go up 2-1. This is championship point as we go into question number 2 on your program, but question number 3 in our hearts. And this is actually the question of Mr. Malcolm Goldie-Lay. So Malcolm, why did you pick this question? And why do you feel our competitors would thrive best in this question?
Well, I mean, I picked this one because, partly because Christmas is coming up and all that, but the other one is Katy Perry's just released a Christmas song recently as well. So I thought that a good question would be, what artist should they think should release their own Christmas album? So, yeah.
Alrighty, so the question is, what musician that hasn't already recorded a Christmas album would you like to record one? And we did have the preference. We did have the rule of this person has to be alive. We did try a Freddie Mercury, but another one bit the dust. So we will be going to we'll be editing that one out. Mr. Hopefully. Mr. Rosa, you will be going first in this argument. You have 1 minute. Time begins whenever you start talking.
Okay, so I went with Miss Solana Imani Rowe, or SZA. She has become an artist that has become so iconic for her voice. She has such an unbelievably unique voice when it comes to African American singers. She has taken inspiration from so many different singers, and she has combined her love of artists like Bjork with her love of artists like Lauryn Hill. She has made this interesting style of music that she only can do. It's this type of neo-soul sort of R&B feeling, and I feel like if she was to tackle Christmas songs, she could make them her own thing. She could take a whole new spin, a whole new direction, and turn these Christmas songs into something totally different and make them super important and super interesting. So it's the album I would most like to hear is a Christmas album from SZA, due to the fact that SZA could do something new with Christmas songs that we've all heard 1,000 times before. Because it's well known that I don't like Christmas music, but I would actively listen to a SZA Christmas album because I would want to hear new adventures in Christmas music.
Time. Excellent. You ended right on time. That gets bonus points in my heart, but bonus points do not matter. Mr. Newberry, you have 1 minute. Time begins whenever you start talking.
So I went with Tori Kelly. Tori Kelly is one of the artists that has not burst out very far on the scene, and I think because she has a Christian background, plus has great Christmas songs, that she can do a lot of great renditions of famous Christmas songs. The main problem when it comes to Christmas songs is people don't like when people take risks, normally on Christmas songs, so that's why there's a ton of backlash. Even Michael Bublé is one of the best singers for this type of brand, got a lot of backlash for his Christmas album because he took too many chances on those classic songs. So my main viewpoint of Tori Kelly has one of the most underrated voices right now singing. I think she could do great songs with Oh Holy Night and Silent Night, and It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Where Are You Christmas, even bringing that back from the 2000 Grinch movie, even though it wasn't great by Faith Hill the first time. I think she has great chances to bring these great classics and even pair up with some duets. So that would be a very interesting
time. All right. Alrighty, 5 minute free form. I do want to remind our competitors, if Cody gets the point, he is our inaugural dance-off champion. If Matthew gets the point, we go into the tiebreaker question. 5 minutes of free form. Let's get it on.
The thing that makes a SZA album important and more an album that I would rather hear, we're not here to argue which album would sell better. Sure, Tori Kelly's Christmas album, that's going to fly off the shelves in comparison to a SZA Christmas album. But SZA is going to tackle songs like Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time or Baby It's Cold Outside, even though it won't get stuck on the radio. She might change the lyrics and turn it into something that's more, apropos of the time. She could make a cover of This Is Xmas by John Lennon, and she could bring in her friends like Rihanna and Travis Scott, people who can sing and have those interesting African American voices to bring their unique takes to Christmas songs, because we haven't heard the unique take of the modern hip hop generation on Christmas music as much as we should. We've heard certain
I think the main
like
problem, excuse me,
or
I
Snoop
think the
Dogg.
main problem is what we're facing is, sorry for your main artist. If we battle on the fact that I'd rather hear Tori Kelly and you'd rather hear this one, then we're never going to get anywhere. So the basic thing is it has to go to general public and it has to go to people that would like to hear it. And I agree. I think she would do a lot of great things for the Christmas album, but I don't think it'd be well received. One, she's hardly ever put out an unexplicit song in her career at this point. So basically, viewpoint of there, it does not sell to the family dynamic of what Christmas albums are all about. And yes, she would have a few interesting viewpoints on a few different songs, but the main fact is people like their traditional Christmas songs. So the basic factor is you want somebody with a powerful enough voice that would be able to transcend
Are
what
you
they've
implying
already
that
done
SZA
and
doesn't
raise
have
it
a
higher.
powerful voice?
Huh?
Are you implying that SZA doesn't have a powerful voice?
I that's not my cup of tea. I don't like her music. I don't like her singing voice. I think it's very unique, but I think
You
it's very
don't have
off-putting
to
for a
like
lot
her
of people.
music.
Huh?
The thing of it is, Tori Kelly's album would appeal to, middle-aged white people, which is fine, but that's not the biggest demographic
Wait,
that albums
that's
are
not true
targeting.
at all. She's not just white. So
No,
you're
I'm not
completely
saying that.
incorrect.
No.
So
This isn't about
basically,
prejudice. I'm just saying who it would appeal to. It would
that's not
appeal to that
true.
35 to 45
she'd
demographic, which
appeal
is
to the
fine.
kids that
But
like
if
to hear
SZA were
those
to release a
music, to
Christmas
older
album,
people to hear classics.
if SZA were to release a Christmas album, you're going to get that most important demographic of the 16 to 24s. SZA has become so popular amongst them, controlling one of the highest selling albums of 2017. If she releases a Christmas album, it's immediately going to fly off the shelves. I would have picked Tyler the Creator, but he already did it. And guess what? It flew off the shelves.
You're literally Christmas has just now appealed to 16 to 24. That's it. No one else is listening. And that's the main problem with your Christmas album. You've mentioned some great songs that she would do covers of, but if you actually had to do if I had to hear her sing 12 Days of Christmas or It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas or White Christmas, I would literally turn it off. And I think most of the public would too, because she has a unique voice.
But if I had to listen to Tori Kelly sing those songs, I would say, is this Amy Grant? Who is this? Is this Francesca Battistelli? Who's singing right now? She doesn't bring anything unique to the table in the form of a Christmas album. SZA would have brought would have changed Christmas. You would know, I'm listening to the SZA version of this song. You'd say, oh, this is SZA's song.
You would mostly you'd ask Siri, who is this playing? And they'd come back and be like, excuse me? She does not have that thing. And just to compare it to other singers that have a powerful voice is a really dumb argument for the basic fact, because that's where she transcends her genre. She's literally came out singing a Beyonce song, which literally catapulted her to where she is right now. And I think that she has not had that chance to shine. It literally got her cast in the movie. And the main viewpoint is, I think her album with Silent Night, with Oh Holy Night, with White Christmas, with It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas, even Frosty the Flippin' Snowman, I think she'd have a lot of fun with it. And she can combine with other artists like John Legend, like Bruno Mars, like different artists that could bring into a different viewpoint, which would get your 16 to 24.
With a Tori Kelly album, you would get to hear a bunch of kind of interesting renditions of old Christmas songs. SZA could write you a new Christmas song. SZA could do Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time with synth sounds that you've never heard before. SZA
Anybody
could do So
in the
This Is
music
Christmas
industry
with
could write you a
new
new Christmas
things.
song. That doesn't
She
mean
has an
she's going to do it better.
unbelievably interesting style of music that has come from her inspiration, drawing from both white and black artists to make her own sort of fusion due to the fact that she was raised in the household that she was raised. We're not arguing who's the better artist. We can argue about Tori Kelly's voice all day long. I'm arguing about which Christmas album I want to hear, and I want to hear it as a Christmas album.
That's it. You're telling me that she's going to just write an album. Well, guess what? Anybody in the music industry can write the next great Christmas song. That doesn't mean anything in the realm of it. I'm telling you, when you put out a 12-hit songs from Tori Kelly, I guarantee it rises because a lot of people will go to it. And you're saying middle-aged white
Tori
people.
Kelly has released Christmas songs and they didn't do well.
Time.
How do you know?
Time.
Excellent. Did not have to say time 3 times. We now go into the closing arguments. Mr. Rosa, you are going first on this.
No.
I'm sorry. No. Sorry. Cody Newberry is going first in this one. Please wrap up your arguments in 45 seconds. Present it in a concise manner to the entirety of the judges.
I think the main problem that we're facing is if it's what you'd rather hear and what I'd rather hear, but I guess you have to go into the general public. You said 16 to 24, and that's where she's going to hit, and that's great for the time being. But I want a Christmas album that will be incorporate the entire family to bring those special times that you sing. That's why caroling is such a big time around this year, and Tori Kelly songs can be used and actually groundbreaking stuff that will transcend the genres and have that powerful voice that she's known for. She literally burst on the scene and was able to be cast in a movie about singing just because of that simple fact. And I think that she could carry on with a great Christian base and great classic base, what you want in a Christian song, and not trying to reinvent the wheel. That's when you get problems like I think SZA would be able to do.
Time. All right. Mr. Rosa, you have 45 seconds. Once again, wrap up your arguments presented in a concise manner to the judges. And I do remind you, you do need this point to survive. So give it all you got.
Tori Kelly has released songs in the Christmas genre already, and they were to very little fanfare. If SZA were to release a Christmas song, it would be the front of Billboard magazine the very next day. SZA has become so hugely successful and influential, and the fact that she would tackle a Christmas album, it would sell well because of the fact that she's SZA. No one would say, oh, I gotta hear this new Tori Kelly album. Everyone would say, oh, I gotta hear this new SZA album. And they would turn it on. You would hear her unique takes on Christmas songs, not just the same takes on Christmas songs over and over and over again that we've heard from countless artists. If I want to hear a bunch of tired, old Christmas music, I'll go listen to a Tori Kelly Christmas album. But if I want to hear a new and important Christmas album that would change Christmas music, I'm going to listen to a SZA album.
Time. Ended right on the dot there. Very happy with that. Alrighty. A lot of points hammered down by both. Got a lot of notes here, but I'm going to kick it over to Malcolm first. Malcolm, this is your question. Based on the argument provided, who gets your point and why?
Yeah, this was a tough one. I haven't actually heard of either of these people. I've heard the names, but not really their music. So I'm working this blind. But I think Cody convinced me more on Tori Kelly than what Matthew did for SZA, because I mean, one of the points that stuck with me is when Matthew kind of shot himself in the foot by going that SZA is appeals to the 16-24 demographic, and when Cody sort of said his one can appeal to everyone, you can bring in like other artists that would appeal to those demographics, so that they'll get his album more buzz. So my point's going to have to go to Cody.
Okay, Cody gets the first vote. Mr. Koho.
I'm actually going to go the opposite way, Malcolm, and give my point to Rosa, because Rosa said something that I think kind of got lost in the shuffle, but should not be forgotten, which is when he said, well, SZA's voice is unique. I can't pick out Tori Kelly from a Francesca Battistelli or Amy Grant, because they all have very similar voices, and that is very legit. But I like Tori Kelly and I like SZA, but I'm going to vote more towards SZA to also keep pace, because I used a very similar argument about changing things up with Christmas music, and it would be very hypocritical to go the other way. But I also think Matt had the better arguments.
All right, so I am going to go next. So what I had from both competitors, Matthew's general take, he would SZA would twist and mold the songs. He added some people for a collaboration. That point was also brought up by Cody, so that sort of canceled out for me. I disregarded the whole race thing, because the best way to put it is you don't need to be white to enjoy a white artist. That whole race thing just didn't make sense for me. So once again, the points that Kaleb brought up, once again, how Tori Kelly would just be sort of bland, sort of just going with the mix, and how Matthew sold me on the interpretation beneath this. But what Cody got me on, and what I didn't hear a defense from Matthew, it was right out of the gate. SZA has a lot of explicit material, and I didn't quite hear a defense on that. He also you also tackled the demographic of family and seniors, and yes, Christmas is more of a general approach. I'm gonna stick with my decision, and I'm gonna give it to Cody. I wish I could listen for another like 15 minutes and hear this, because I think it's more back and forth than I am. But there's 5 of us here, so I'm going to go to Henry next, 2-1, based on the arguments provided. Who gets your point and why?
So similar to Malcolm, I don't know who either of these people are, so I just had to listen to the arguments and see why they would make a Christmas album, and I'm just going to get straight to it. I'm going to agree with what Brooklyn said, and because of the whole language thing and everything, I'm going with Cody, because I feel like that if you're going for a Christmas album, you need to go with what's more accessible and what makes more sense, so I feel like they should make the Christmas album.
And your winner and the inaugural Jukebox Dance-Off Champion of the World. I can't believe that I'm saying this. Cody Newberry is our inaugural Dance-Off Champion. Cody getting the 3rd point there. RJ, your vote did not count, but how would you have swayed?
God, I really don't want to see bias this entire match, but unfortunately, I was going to have to give that to Cody as well. For me, it came down to that fact of just I couldn't I agreed with, like you guys said, what artist would be more accessible to all demographics, not just a single one. I mean, I kind of feel like Matt even said himself that Tori Kelly album would fly off the shelves, and that kind of wasn't a good thing to say, because that's kind of, you know, if it's something that's going to fly off the shelves, then it's probably something I'm going to want to more listen to, because I only know Tori Kelly. I don't know SZA. So if someone told me a SZA Christmas album was coming out, I would say, who's SZA? So I wouldn't even know if I would pick it up or even listen to it if it popped up on my YouTube, maybe. But yeah, like in the end, it came down to demographic. It came down to Christmas time, and it's about family time. It's about something you can put on that everyone can listen to, not something that just a certain demographic is going to want to listen to.
All right, I can't believe that I'm saying this. Cody, you did it somehow. You predicted the knockouts last week against me. You predicted the win today. You got the W. It's a final score of 3-1. How do you feel about your performance today? And in the long run, looking back at it, would you have done anything differently?
No, not really. I wasn't a big fan of question 4. I already knew that if there was one I was going to lose, it was probably going to be that one, because I had the arguments laid out. I'm kind of upset I didn't get to question number 1, because I had a lot of jabs to pull at Matt, especially from a show that we were on together. But it will never happen, so I don't have to worry about that. It was great. Again, I said this before, and I mean it in this. I think it's a disadvantage to have as much music knowledge as Luca, as Matt, as Brooklyn in this arena. I think it's a disadvantage because you guys are such music purists and you love what you do because you have all those talents. I don't have that. So basically what I have to do as a general public, I know what's popular. I can try to argue for the best of my ability on that stuff. The problem is where you get, honestly, if we went to that last question again, basically he picked the album because of how transcendent this artist is and how great she is and how much waves she's making. But that don't sell all the time. So that's where I come into the contact where I pick somebody that can do traditional music, and that's where basic. If you lose here, if we would have won here, the last question would have been a barn burner. I predicted 4-1. I won 3-1 because I forget you only need 3. So I don't know. I'm excited that I'm champion. Again, I think I'm good at debate. So that's the one problem. And I'll show Henry all about that on Saturday. So,
alrighty. Well, congratulations, a hard fought battle. I'm going to go to Matthew next. Matthew, this is not an effort where you hold your head down. You gave your all, and although it is 3-1, 2 questions came down to split decision. While Cody does shake his head, I think you had a really good performance and you brought up some really good points. How do you feel about the match today? And was it the order of the questions maybe that you think might have swayed your performance, or how do you feel about the match in general?
I mean, sure, those questions aren't my questions. And another big thing that happened was the majority of our judges, aren't particularly music fanatics. They didn't know the songs I was talking about going in, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's not a rule. It's just something that definitely hurt a few of my arguments, because when I started arguing about specific artists, I couldn't explain why they were important within the amount of time that we had. And when people already know Tori Kelly, it's hard to argue SZA if they've never heard of her. Even though her albums sell well, I don't know. It's one of those things that happens. And when you're arguing Freebird against American Pie, I mean, a couple of your judges admitted to liking American Pie better. But at the same time, they made their decision based on the arguments. I was fighting for Freebird, and then they made that call. And at the end of the day, I feel like I made the best arguments that I could have possibly made. And I think it came down to humans making choices. I think I made arguments that if we have 5 other judges, I may win. And sweet. It just depends on who the judges are. And I think that's always a big part of these debates. And I think it's great that you brought on 5 people, because it was 5 different people's opinions. And if you saw the votes, a lot of the time, the same people were going with the same people in those votes. And I think it was a big thing of what debate style was winning them over. And the same Cody's debate style was winning specific judges over. It won RJ over every single round. And my debate style never once swayed RJ. And so I think it came down to style over substance, and then just style versus style.
Alrighty. Yeah, I'm sort of lost for words there.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah. Let's go to the judges. Kaleb, Koho, as somebody who has competed in the very first dance-off match, did you think that we would ever get to this point, and what did you think about the match in general?
It's actually really cool to think there's a jukebox champion. Or a jukebox dance-off champion. That's kind of cool. I like this league a lot. But yeah, no, I think Rosa brought it really hard today. I think it just, like he said, it came down to what the judges were feeling out from each argument. And I think Cody did a really good job of bringing his arguments. And like Cody said, he's kind of right in the sense of that they come from 2 different areas, where Cody comes from the mindset of general audience person, general populace, whereas Rosa comes from within the industry. So it's 2 different perspectives, and I understand both. So I liked the arguments that both presented. That Tori Kelly SZA one that's a good one, and I wish that went on for a lot longer, because I think both of them were really good in that fight, especially. And I wish we did get to my question, because freaking dang it, I love my question. Anyway,
All right, Malcolm, you are somebody who has competed in this league multiple times. Same question: Do you ever think that we are getting to a dance-off champion? And what did you think about the match in general?
Cody is really good at debating. This is one of those ones where I was actually listening to the arguments more. I wasn't trying to make biased decisions. But it's just one of those ones that all the arguments could have gone either way. It's just that 1 or 2 points that was on the one side that just swayed it. And Cody as a champion, it's going to be interesting to see anyone try to take it away from him.
Very quickly, Cody.
Yeah, I have to cover something up right here, because it kind of bugged me. I don't believe you throw 5 different judges in here, everything changes. I think from the realm, Kaleb went with me one time versus everybody. Okay, so but at the end of the day, it still comes down to what you say. I've had to judge numerous movie debates where I don't know any of the movies going in, none, and I have to base on what they present.
I'm not saying that what happened here wasn't kosher.
I'm just saying
that
throw it out to
it
at least
could go a different way.
I know, to Henry, to RJ, stuff like that. I think you guys did the best you could with what you
They
judged.
did
I just don't want it
fantastic,
to
and
come
I'm
up
sorry
as
if I was making them think they didn't.
Oh,
I
I
really
did
did
great.
think they did a great job. That wasn't what I was trying.
No, I believe.
I feel you, Henry. I feel you.
I believe the judges that I picked did a fantastic job. Like I brought in Henry and RJ.
No, did great.
Do they know a lot about music like the other five of us do? No, they don't. But they're good debaters and they're good persuaders. They know how to market their ideas and they know where a good pitch and a bad pitch lies. So I'm going to go to Henry. Henry next. Henry, this is your first venture into my neck of the woods. How did you feel about this matchup, and now especially like with Cody going into your league facing up against you and somebody else, Nazario or Jake? I'm not 100% sure. Nazario. Okay. But how do you feel about this match?
Well, seeing that if this league was actually a physical dance-off, that I would beat all of you guys. We're going with debating. I feel like it was a lot of fun, and it really brought me into the world of music. And it was just like, honestly, if I really had to, I bet you I could at least have fun with this and not feel the pressure of like trivia. It's like or a debating or trivia in movies where it's like if I lost, it bothers me, because it would actually just be fun of like testing myself. So watching it firsthand, it was really great, and I don't think it affects Rosa with the musical background. It actually gives them the insight, but it affects the judges. And I feel like just moving forward, that shouldn't be knocked on him, because if it's sounding like he's giving opinions, sometimes opinions can be factual if he has the experience. Just like if you go to like on movie debating, if they're talking about a lot of things like, hey, I actually know the person from this movie and they did this, like, yes, that's a fact and it's a low blow, but at the end of the day, they know it. It's a fact. It's legit. So I mean, it's just one of their step ups in the argument. Just like if Cody picked a topic where he knows the specific, the question better. It's a strategy. It's it's an advantage. So I don't think that should be held against Rosa in the future. I think he did a really good job. I did a 2-2 split. I was actually surprised that they got me on the fourth one, because when it first started, Cody was hitting about his song was boring, but I just felt like he just wasn't going for his song enough. So I felt like it was a really good debate either way, and I was actually hoping it would go to 5, because neither of them sounded like they liked that question. So I'm curious on how that would have been for the deciding factor, but this was a great time to watch, and thank you for having me.
All right. And RJ, debate, was it good? Was it not? How do you feel?
Yeah, I really wish I could have just been swayed the other way, because now I'm going to look like a jackass. But no, it was good. Like I told you in the message, you're talking to a guy who has an iPod with literally 300 songs on it, and 50 of those songs are from 2 artists. So I don't have a wide variety of taste in music. I don't claim to know anything about music. You claim I know something about debating. I'm opinionated. That's probably the most I can say about that. But yeah, this was fun to participate in. I'll have to begrudgingly say this was a tough one going in for me, just because looking at the answers, I knew I was going to be swayed one way more than the other just by the answers themselves before the arguments. I was like, God, this is an uphill battle for the other competitor, just because they have to convince me otherwise just by looking at the answers. Like, I already know which way I'm going to lean, and it's basically Matt trying to convince me otherwise. And he just couldn't do it today, but another day he might be able to. I don't know. Maybe if it's on music I know, then his music peers will actually appeal to me if it's a song that I really enjoy, and he'll get me because of that. I don't know. I didn't know anything, honestly, about these questions except the Freebird and American Pie one. That's probably about it that I actually I know this. But you know what? It was fun. I'm glad I could help. It was fun to still watch my boy Cody take the win. It's going to be fun watching Matt make his way back up to the top to get another title shot. It was fun.
To sort of wrap things up, that this is a great match, some great back and forth, and I disagree with Cody where that music knowledge can really be applied, and I thought that was applied in a couple of spots where it sort of caught Cody off guard. But yeah, that was a great match. I'm not sure if we're doing plugs, but we're going to do them anyway very quickly. So, Mr. Cody Newberry, very quickly, where can the Jukebox Heroes of the World find you?
You can find me being champion in Jukebox Trivia. What the hell's going on? You can find me Take 3 Productions. I help on 3 shows. You can find me at Full Metal Geek, where me and RJ help run that. You can find me over at Confidential Cinema, where I'm going to be Henry. And you can find me now running with Brooklyn Vale in Multiplex and being an admin over there for Nerdgasm.
To our unfortunate loser, but one of the greatest question earners, one of the greatest musicians all around, Matthew Rosa, where can the Jukebox Heroes of the World find you?
If you live in the greater Nashville area, you can see my band On the Tip of Your Tongue playing at Rocketown. We are almost sold out, so try and buy tickets quick. If you enjoy my music, you can find my band On the Tip of Your Tongue on pretty much every social media platform as On the Tip of Your Tongue, except for Twitter, for OTOYT Music. You can find our YouTube channel, which is, guess what, On the Tip of Your Tongue. You can find me here writing questions for Jukebox Trivia. You can find my podcast with Luca, which is supposed to be coming up at some point. He's always busy. They're always busy. I'm so sorry. They're always busy. I've done that in their face before. They give me a pass because they know I didn't mean to. But you can see me on their podcast, on a podcast with them very soon. You can see me doing basically every trivia league that you know about. And that's basically it.
All right.
Schmodown Trivia Schmodown on the Collider Podcast Network. I am required to say that every time.
All right. Malcolm Cody Lay, where can the Jukebox Heroes of the World find you?
You can find me on Tayfu Productions, where I host Rankum every week, and we've had a few good Christmas-related topics going past. I'm not quite sure when this is dropping, but we might be either going into movie characters or we might be going into best of 2008 movies. So it'll be one of them. You can find me competing in trivia on Full Metal and Multiplex. You can also find me on Twitter, Letterboxd, and Stardust at Melkor.
All right. Kaleb Koho, plugs, go, quick.
My movie Chick Part 2 is on Kaleb Koho and Koho Productions on YouTube. My album Shoot for Teens with my group The Forks is on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you consume your digital music. And The Forks will be in Wilmer, Minnesota on January 19th. Check that out. It's going to be sick. And you can find me over on Multiplex Entertainment, where I host Phantom Fight on Fridays. I help run Movie Warzone on Mondays. And me and Jake Mangoni's podcast, The Co-Oscars, will be on Thursdays very shortly. And yeah, that's about it.
All right. RJ, plugs, go.
I don't have anything funny to say, so you can find me at Full Metal Geek finishing up that tournament for this to be put on Snowball. Probably shouldn't have said that because now this is a Snowball, so the tournament will be finishing on that day. But other than that, you can find me on Facebook at Rene Villarreal Jr. Do not type in RJ. You will find 48,335 people who are not me.
All right. And Henry Confidential, where can the cool kids of the world find you?
You can find me anywhere calling Kaleb a jackass, because that is always my goal every day of the week. You can also find me at some point in the video, depending on where this is at, because I'm going to be competing in the number one contendership teams with my team partner, Jake Mangoni, the other guys going up against Team 80s. And you can also find me in the number one contendership for Movie Battleground, going up against I don't know yet, so we're gonna see how that's gonna go, because at the time of this recording that hasn't happened yet, and it's some weird stuff behind the scenes. And then you can also find me at Confidential Cinema, where I talk about movies. I run my own club. No, you cannot join, but you can watch, because we are limited. We only have 18 people, so sorry about you. So with that being said, thank you.
All right, last but not least, I'm the Black Light of Brooklyn Vale. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at TheRealBK10, the number, not the word. You can also find me right here on Full Metal Trivia, jobbing to better competitors. You can also find me on Take 3 Productions, running not one but two shows. Late Night with Take 3, a topical pop culture podcast. Cody, shut the fuck up. Post a topical pop culture podcast where we talk about movies, TV, games, music, and everything cool. We probably wrapped up by the time this airs, but be sure to check out Christmas Traditions, Best Movies of 2018 animated series. You can see me messing up my title throughout the whole 6 months I've been doing this. Jukebox Trivia, this very channel. This has been a great year. We do music trivia, music countdowns, music debates. You would have already catch up the Michael Jackson Iron match we did previously. So I do want to thank our competitors and everybody who's helped out for an incredible season. We have been a year at Jukebox Trivia, and I have to thank you guys and the fans, everybody that's watching this. Be sure to subscribe to Full Metal Trivia, to Multiplex Entertainment, anywhere that there's good trivia. If you haven't watched part 1 already, what the fuck are you doing? Go back to part 1, watch that video, then go to part 3, and I'm sure there's good matches there. Once again, guys, for Cody, for Henry, for RJ, for Kaleb, for Malcolm, for Matthew, I am the Black Light of Brooklyn Vale. Cheers, guys, and as always, drive